Listen. Yeah. Yes, Lord. Get that out of there. I did it. I was like, oh, I'm on it. I did it. Nope, didn't do it. Let's try this again. It's your boy Matty-Rants. Hey, everybody. Thanks for tuning in today. Happy Friday to you. We are going to get into a lot today with the Rant Report. With your special news report, it's Matty-Rants. With your special news, I didn't have the song ready to go here, but still, you know where I'm coming from with this today. Lots to get into in reference to this XMen 97 episode that just came out. Ooh, honey, it's a lot. It's a lot. I'm also going to wrap up Chucky season 3, which possibly may be the end of that series because they did not get renewed yet. And they're currently trying to get social media backing to have the network say, yes, let's go ahead and renew it for another season. Also, Meg Thee Stallion dropped a new video today with a lot of nostalgic references to video games, including an anime as well. And if you hear the sample, you know what song that is. Also, there is going to be a light. Is that pun intended? I mean, well, not so much a light conversation, but I am aware of a certain social media influencer that did something that was completely wrong this weekend in order to engage in rage bait online. And a lot of folks are not happy with it. And some folks are in some kind of ways defending it by saying we should just ignore it, which that's not what we're going to do. So I'm going to have a conversation about that today. I was attacked by a few people online on X over me, a black man, saying what that was, how this is. Da, 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 da. Some people were like, "Well, you're just giving him what he wants." How? This is X, not TikTok. They're aware of him. Block him. Report the video. That's what that is, baby. That's what this post is about. But a lot of folks have a few opinions of that, and I do too. And I'm going to explain a couple of things in reference to this today, and also have a conversation with y'all just about, in general, what's going on with life and stuff like that. This is the last, and I'm so happy, the last weekend of no Drag Race stuff. All right? It's the last weekend, babies. The last. All right? Next weekend, we will be back to our Saturday reviews with All Stars 9. A lot of y'all are already familiar with the Meet the Queens video that I just did. Do I have a picture of this up or did I take it down? I did. I'll do that later. But yes, All Stars 9 will be this upcoming Friday. Not this Friday, but next Friday on Paramount Plus. A lot of y'all already know I do reactions for each and every Drag Race franchise that I like to watch, that being one of them. So if you are a Patreon subscriber, you will be getting videos again back on the weekends. You already get other videos too. But for All Stars 9, Fridays, and I'm so happy it's Friday, and it's Paramount. So that means I don't have to wait all day to see the video. No, that's the first thing in the morning tip. So I will have that reaction posted Friday. Saturday early afternoon will be, of course, the the reviews that we do on YouTube. We break it down. It's live. Of course, there are polls that you can get to vote on, all that jazz, and then some. So good there to go. Listen, let's get my social medias out the way first, and I'm going to go ahead and announce a couple of things. There's also going to be a special panel this Sunday. It may be a little sad for a few of y'all, but we are going to have to say goodbye to a panel member on Sunday. So I will be holding a memoriam service for said panel member as they have turned in their resignation slip. And it was all amicable, of course, but things have become way too busy for them, and they're not going to be able to commit anymore to the panel showings, which is perfectly fine. And I kind of saw this coming, but either way, the panel all knows what's going on here this upcoming Sunday before, and it's sad because it's before All Stars 9. But yes, we lost a panel member. Of course, this means that there will be promotions for another person who you have seen be a part of our panel conversations, but there may be other folks that pop on in that are going to be a part of the conversation. So sorry to say that, but the show got to go on, and unfortunately for them, it's just going to be a really, really busy year coming up. And I know what they do for a living, so I understand completely. Like, oh, okay, baby, you got it, sis. Don't even worry about it. But yes, we will talk about it. We'll talk about it. All right, so it's at MattyRants everywhere except for X, which is on my About section in the Linktree link available for you to consume. You can find me on Instagram, X, and all those spaces and places. So go ahead and check me out over there. Hit my Linktree links, please, and thank you. Also, bookable and available on Cameo. Merch available at dragqueenmerch.com. I just talked about my Patreon channel. For as low as $1 a month, you can get a bunch of reactions, over 400 videos for your consumption. Check it out. Also, as a reminder here, because I do talk a little izzy, a little shizzy, it's a disclaimer. This program is for entertainment purposes only, and content's not intended to blind any religion, race, gender, company, individual, or wigs. And all opinions expressed by MattyRants and program participants are so their personal views and do not reflect the opinions of every human being on the planet. No hate should be sent to any of the individuals mentioned on this program, so please don't be rude and grab your libations and strap in, because Matty is a talker and you may be here for a while. Please don't post any spoilers in the chat. If you feel uncomfortable after viewing this program, consume some activity. Have yourself a good poot. Now, I am going to PSA this, and I know I'm triggered from what people say about me, and that's a mental health journey that I have to go on there for people attacking me online, or people who have critical opinions that are personal and this, that, and the other. That's great, Derek. Did you go? No, I wouldn't go. No shade, Derek. I wouldn't go to that concert. But if people went to it and they enjoyed the show, props to them, mom. But I wouldn't go. That would be a waste of my money. I wouldn't go. That's not even a drag. That's just, I wouldn't waste my money if I had the money to waste to go to a concert. She's not my gig. I like her music. I just wouldn't go to a show. So that's my thing. But people had a good time, then they had a good time. I know Beyonce was here when I was, what was it, my birthday in Houston. That was a good show. I loved it down. Where was I? I lost my focus over Nicholas. God bless Nikki, though. I hope she's doing well. I know Drake is. Ooh. I know Drake is. Ooh. BBL Drizzy. Ooh, BBL Drizzy. That's so funny. All right, listen, y'all. Now, I'm going to throw my little tip jar out here and do what I got to do. I have to edit her real quick just because. Hold on. We have a goal today. I am trying to get. Can we post it now? Okay, great. There we go. Embassy is under child. Don't get me started. My children are loud. Y'all don't know. They have been giving me hell these past couple of days. Okay. I don't like none of them people. None of them. Except for Monica. But listen, if you want to drop a tippy poo in my jar, I'm going to highly encourage it today. I am dealing with insurance, my insurance company, pulling a stunt Keisha on me today. That draw was supposed to happen on Monday. They pulled it today. I'm like, girl, y'all know how I operate. And I even set the date for this to happen. And this is a sign it's time to change insurance companies. Because already with the way that accident happened and how my claims adjuster did me, that was nasty. And I'm still not over it. Even when she called me to tell me that, yes, we went ahead the other way, she did this Holton K thing to me. And I said, oh, call it. It's time to go. It's time to change companies. But also, I've been trying to change my date. They keep on messing it up. I've even gotten on the phone about this. I had the date moved to Monday. They pulled from my account. I had to put all my shit in there, and I'm a little short 40. So if y'all want to throw me a little extra something today and you accumulate that together to the 45, please and motherfucking thank you. Because I've already got quotes from other insurance companies. I am changing. I am paying $50 over the amount I'm supposed to be paying. I don't even want to talk about it. I hate being a procrastinator in life. I am that guy. I procrastinate the fuck out of everything. And changing my insurance company should happen with the first time they renewed my insurance. Oh, yeah, I did get the P.O. box. I been got the P.O. box. Been got it. Been posted about it. If you hear any children in the background running around going crazy, that's what they're doing right now. And they're currently playing Hunter. The P.O. Box, if you want to send me anything special for the Rant Pack mail, is P.O. Box 692108, Houston, Texas 77269-2108. If you go to my About section on YouTube, just like I say, when you go to my main channel, and you can see my name with the subscribers, and you look at that, welcome to the best place to talk about, and then more, click more, and then boom, you'll see all of that. That's where also my business email is available with bookmattyrants@gmail.com. Unfortunately, with that Gmail up there, I'm always getting the most random emails about people trying to basically get over on me about some collaboration. And it's never from an actual company that wants to collab. It's some weird email address that's like, hey, we're Nike. We see you have this the same script. And I'm like, yo, like, I actually would like to have a sponsor, but I'm not a fool now. You're not going to just get my information and then just jump out of it. There's already a whole page dedicated to somebody saying they're my manager and they're not my manager that's out there, and they still haven't deleted that shit, which is really pissing me off, but it is what it is. But yes, y'all, I'm in dire need. So by all means, and I'll take the people dragging me today. I don't care. I've had it up to here with the internet and people just letting me know that I ain't shit. I'm just like, okay, girl, I'm not shit to you. If you want to drop me a little love, I really do need it. 45 is the goal today. PayPal at me for /MattyRants, Cash App $MattyRants, and Venmo Matty-Rants. I'm gonna honestly stay on here as long as I need to if I can just get this amount today. So if it's 3 hours to 6 hours, I'll do what I gotta do. So if you hate me for it, hate me. I can't change you. I can't change me. I'm having a rough day. I need a little help. I'm also putting in my work today too. And plus, we have a lot to look forward to with this channel because by all means, next week is going to be lit. Thank God. Speaking of which, speaking of next week with the All-Stars 9 happening, I did see a lot of the press week stuff that they were doing. There is no way on God's green earth. I don't even know what building that was. But they got on top of it. Was like this metal contraption that lifted them up in the air and then spun them around to where they could see the city. It took me about 20 times watching that video to realize they were strapped in, because at first I said, oh, they're just sitting there. Why are they being lifted up? What's going on? Ah! That scared the crap out of me. Shout out to them. Shout out to them. Couldn't be me. Shout out to them. I have a thing about heights. I like roller coasters, but if it's like we're just standing still and we're looking over stuff, my stomach immediately lurches into extinction levels. Interview with the Vampire. Would I review it? I only would review it if I knew there was enough people that would want to watch it. Sometimes we get a couple of comments that say this, and I love that because I would love to do those things, but it hasn't been since, I want to say, Legendary Days, since I've done a show outside of Drag Race that does bring in the viewership to where the work makes up the difference for the views. Because like there have been Drag Race seasons I've had to stop talking about because nobody was watching and it was hurting me. So like House of Villains was a show people watched. I'm going to cover that I can cover. If I knew there was enough interest for it, I would. But, a lot of people have me confused with other content creators and this, that, and the others. But I would like to. I honestly haven't even seen the first season all the way through yet. I watched only a couple episodes when I knew this person I was talking to, and I thought it looked interesting. But I don't even know if I have a. Wait a minute. Bitch, I pay for cable. So I probably have AMC. If it's not exclusive to the AMC app, I think I can catch up on it. I probably would be interested in adding that to Patreon. Because I know my babies on Patreon, they gonna watch. They're gonna watch my reaction / review that I do. Because when I'm watching the show, it's me reacting to them, being like, okay, this is what I thought about it. Blah, blah, blah. So it's pretty much that. It's funny because my friend actually met Organza yesterday. He's in Brazil on a trip. And he was like, Matt, I met her the other day. And I was like, oh, that's a gag. But anywho. Oh, also, Dooley's documentary on Hulu came out. Well, not his documentary, but him being a part of the documentary for Black Twitter came out. So if you want to check it out, he is in episode 3. So make sure you tune into that. But once again, yes. Again, if you can drop a tippy poo in my jar, please and thank you. PayPal.me/MattyRants, Cash App $MattyRants, and Venmo Matty-Rants. My opinion of Johnny Bananas, like just in general, like as a person or on a show? Because is he coming back for season 2? Because he was on season 1, right? Yeah, he was on season 1. I was so happy he didn't win. Oh, no, for sure. I'm still mad at myself for not capitalizing on X-Men 97. I was so against watching the show. I guess as it was coming out because I wasn't too sure. Thank you, Trey. Appreciate you. I'm going to leave my notifications on so y'all can hear when they come through. We chipping through at the 45, baby. That's 5 to it. Thank you, love. The X-Men are reading and I'm here for it. Wait till I break down this episode with you. Because I have an idea. I have an idea of where they're going. I don't think it's going to be where we think it's going to be. I'm a little upset at my friend for spoiling something for me today, to be honest with you. But I also was like, well, thank you for sharing. But like, I didn't want that. I didn't want that. You just confirmed something to me. So regardless of all of it, baby, I'm like, listen. But yes, we will add that to Patreon for season 2. I will be watching the finale of this season 1 on Patreon. So if you're a Patreon subscriber, I will definitely be doing season 1 finale going into season 2 because it's a really good show. It's that show. Johnny Bananas is, I don't know how to describe him. I remember him in the early days of the challenge. So when he was nobody and he was getting sent home first and he became conniving and started working with his privilege with other people who also represented and received their own privilege in a way. And he utilized that and he started going to the gym and possibly injecting, those liquids to make him a little something or whatever. I still enjoy how he plays the game sometimes. Like he's the necessary evil, but then other times I'm annoyed because a lot of everything that he does is very self-serving. But then again, so is everybody else on the show. It's really hard to take it in. I don't know. I have a thing about the vets versus like the newbies. And I know that Johnny's now a part of this vet crew and da-da-da-da. I'd rather see CT than Johnny Bananas. But Johnny Bananas also can be funny sometimes. So I don't know. I'm on the fence about him. I like certain things he's done. I don't like other things he's done. Is he a good competitor? Some of the times, yes. Other times it's like, girl, you were carried because you knew they weren't going to throw you in and you were politicking around the house. He has a great social game and he's also a good competitor, but he can be a little asshole. But yeah, I don't know. I don't know him like that, but I don't know. Something about... Ooh, who is watching the All-Stars Real World versus Road Rules show on Paramount Plus? Who's watching that right now? Because I can tell you currently what my thoughts are on the show, and I can move on to our topics today. Okay, let me just give my just brief summary of what I am witnessing today and all that. Okay, first thing I want to say is Kefla's daddy, period. All right. All right. Wow. Yes. That's the Uno. That's the Uno card. Boom. That's the one. Two. I don't like it. I don't like it at all. I like hate it, to be honest with you. I like hate it. Hate it, hate it, hate it, hate it, hate it. I already know who's gonna win just off of looking at the cast. Like it's like, oh, da 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 da, that was winning. Like, duh. Like this whole what a dumb move. I thought we were girl. Like honestly, I'm a mother. Like that is like the whole show for me. It's so stupid. The star thing where people go in there and it's like, okay, check this out. Imagine you go to a competition show. Okay, this is so fucking funny. Imagine you go to a competition show, right? They don't tell you what's going to happen. You get there, they're like, okay, cool. We have a first challenge. Oh, we get these stars. Oh my God. Or you win the challenge that day. You get a star that day. And you don't have to go into an elimination. But check it out. When you go into elimination, if you win said elimination and send someone home, you don't just come back into the competition. No, baby, you get to steal someone's star. And by you having that amount of stars, go get you into the finale or to run the final. Now, that's very Drag Race coded on an All-Star 7 level, but here's why it doesn't work. Because this is like a physical competition show versus some draggery. And so you're watching these people like plot ways of going into a risky situation to then fight your way to then get someone's star, but then play. It's such a messy game. And then you got people like Tina, no shade to my favorite. Like I love me some Tina dumbass, but like Tina got a star because somebody couldn't play the game. I'm so serious. Like they got injured or whatever, they had to go home. And she just got it just because she was down there. That made not a lick of sense. To eventually then have the star stolen by one of her own alliance members. Somebody she was supposed to be close. I was like, girl, this is weird. This is weird. It's weird. It's not a good show. I don't recommend it. I don't know what's going on. They got poor. What's my Ayana? Fix it. Fix her. Fix her. Something's wrong with that baby. She can throw her kids at us as much as she wants to and tell me she's a great mom and do all that. You're a wicked woman in this game and it's weird. And I know we're like, oh, we're on TV and da-da-da-da-da, but this is getting dumb. Like you literally put words into somebody's mouth. You perpetuated a lie around the house. You allowed it to fester and to grow. You then created a whole character for somebody that did not exist in your 40s, lady. Like it was weird. It's weird watching it. So the new challenge season, like the one with all the newbies, that was trash too. I've already seen the spoilers for what the new one's going to be coming up. I have no interest in watching that. That is going to be nonsense. Nonsense, honey. I was like, okay, no, I don't even need to see that. I'm good. You can have season 40. I already got my spoilers. I'm good. I was like, there is no way I'm going to sit through that and become as pissed as I am. There's only one person in that top 4 that I want to win. That's it. That's it. It doesn't feel good watching the show like it used to. Everything feels very convoluted and very producer heavy in the hand. And so that's why I can't get into it no more, especially when it's these physical challenges. All of a sudden we have these bottom 2 people. Just so happens that the challenge is now a mental challenge. It's like, oh, so this is set up for her to win. Right? Oh, it's hall brawl. You got this small little motherfucker up in here with oh, come on now. Like, let's not do this today. Or they plotted around them having 2 big people. It's going to be good TV. Are you sure? Anywho, those are my thoughts on it. I'm over it. Thank you for the first super chat of the day, Thunder Goddess. I appreciate you. Thank you so much. I'm watching All Stars 2. So messy. I'd love some challenge content. I don't know. The show drives me a little bit sometimes. Do you know I watch it and then fast forward through most of it? Like, I don't care for the social stuff in between. I get really annoyed just hearing people talk. Like Olivia, when she speaks, nails on the chalkboard. I'm like, all right, puppet lady. Anywho, we got things to talk about today. My bad. I got off topic here. I started talking about a whole other show. It's shit. Like I said, I'm trying to raise money today. We have hit $5 into the $45 goal. So we got $40 left to make that goal today. If you want to drop a sippy poo in your jar, my bad, in my jar for your boy, please and thank you. I am trying to cover something very important today, and I could really use your help. So PayPal, I almost say PayPal, PayPal.me/MattyRants, catch up on Simon Rants, and Venmo, MattyRants. Thanks for tuning in. We're now going to get into XMen 97. Spoiler heavy, so if you haven't seen the episode, you might want to dip out if you're not watching it, but you enjoy my commentary on it. Appreciate that, but I highly recommend that you watch this show. It is so good. Storytelling wise, animation wise, the fact that they're able to throw in a lot of different arcs in the X-Men universe into such a short season of 10 episodes, I have to commend. At first, I was like, oh, we're doing a lot. This is a lot. Oh, we're doing that on top of that. But then I started to understand that it felt more like a continuation of said storylines versus a telling of it as it was when we were watching X-Men back in 1992, I believe. So for me, it's kind of like, okay, this makes a little bit more sense. And I'll give you a great for example. Especially something that happened with Magneto today when we start this up. Reminder, Storm is back on the show again. A lot of you were like me. Where is Mother? She has had her powers stripped of her in the beginning, and then she got them back, and then she was still gone for 2 episodes. But they gave her intro with her new classic costume. It is the best costume that she has. God bless her. Yes, Mother is back. Yay, Mom. All right. 2 clips I want to just talk about from the trailer alone. Excuse me, not the trailer, but the bumper going into the episode here with, of course, everyone's names and iconic music. Apocalypse being one. We have not seen him in physical form just yet on the episodes, only in flashback reference, especially through this trailer with Cable fighting them. Cable is very much an active part of the show right now. We also have not forgotten about Bishop. If you remember, he was in the first, 3 episodes. Where did he go? Why would we just have him in there and just throw him away? Nope. Remember, he went through the whole time portal space reality doorway bullshit. Him and Cable got split up into different, exactly. Possibly we will see him again. Also, I do feel like Apocalypse is around the corner. There's too many things happening right now to indicate he's for season 2. It makes a lot of sense. Also, wouldn't they like to make up for what we had to deal with in the movie theaters for Apocalypse? Just saying. I thank y'all for the super chats. I am trying to get specifically through PayPal, Cash App, and Venmo. So I appreciate you. And I'm going to highlight this. And I thank you so very much. But I'm of, what's the word I'm looking for here? It is of muy importante-ism for the PayPal, the Cash App, and the Venmos today. But thank you so much for the super chat. I appreciate you, Ashraf Khan. Hey, Maddie, for Storm fans, Mother takes on Nimrod and Fall of the House of X #5 coming out on May 22nd. I am very excited to see that. You are correct, Sa, because I'm also following a couple of creators online right now that break down the comics for me. It's a little bit more helpful, especially when I'm on the go or I'm doing something and I just want to get like a run through of what we're talking about here. And so I am excited to see her win if that happens, because yes, treat her like the Omega goddess that she truly is. Sorry, y'all. I know it may be a little unattractive that I'm talking about the PayPal, the Cash App, and the Venmo, but I'm like in sort of like a heart palpitation situation here. So I'm going to continue to say it over and over again until I reach my goals today, because yeah, they call me a beggar and I'm going to show them that I'm that. So here we go. All right. But yes, Apocalypse and Cable. There's that. But this is the part. This right here that I don't know if I just haven't been paying attention to, but I was like, maybe I haven't seen this, or I haven't been looking. I don't think they've shown this, but I think this is new. This may have been put in one of the other episodes. Especially after what happened in this week's episode. I said, oh, okay. All right. The only thing that is different for me is that he's not wearing the outfit that he's currently wearing right now. But I know that they've done this before where they show certain shots that have been flashbacks or certain scenes from homages to 92 where they put it into this visual form for 97. Mind you, okay, so Ashraf, I have predictions and I have thoughts about how they're going to do this. And I was correct for what happened, with Wolverine and what went down, particularly with Rogue. So I feel like I'm on the money here in the right place, okay? Aside from what my friend showed me today, I'm on the money here. Do you remember Marvel vs. Capcom 3? I want you to hold that in mind for how Jean Grey was in that game. In particular, when you built up your bar to 5. I just need you to hold that for a second. So, for those of you who remember the Asteroid M episode from the original series, this is such a callback to that. As Magneto is out there, basically, cause everybody to break down. No electronics work whatsoever. The world is basically going to shit. Okay, he pulls out. What is this? Asteroid M. I was like, oh, because apparently it crashed into the ocean from the original series. So here he is resurrecting it from the ground now. I was like, oh, okay. So we're intertwining this story and we're pulling it back into the conversation and we're here again, giving me future tease. I don't feel bad for Bastion. Your mom was a racist. I don't feel bad for Bastion. There, I said it. I don't feel bad for this situation here. I was kind of like, let's really talk about it. Like, as much as this is sweet and all that kind of dumb shit, you turned a whole bunch of people into your own low-key, because, he hates mutants, racist robots. You made a whole bunch of human racist robots. The government now. I don't care. It's so sad. Like his mom, here's the gag though. I'm sorry. So was she crying when she fried? Like, this confused me. I'm sorry. This confused me. This confused me a tad bit. I was like, so when she was shutting down, did she start crying? Like, I don't get it. Are those his tears? Like, is that a part of her make? I thought that was funny. I'm sorry. That's my one critique of this episode. I was lost in translation because she was literally fighting motherfuckers like 2 minutes ago. Flying through the air with more than likely a soiled moo-moo, okay? Pow, 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 pow. I was like, right, that part. Mind you, don't, Soulful Dog, do not get me started. So, oh my God, wait, so he's Candace Owens. Is he going to need the Black community too? Or the mutant community too to help him? Now that they don't want to know about. Wait a minute, let me not do that today. Let me not. Ooh. Let me not. Thank you, Daniela, for the tippy on Venmo. So what? Hold on. Okay, now you'll know my text tone. Okay, don't judge me. I love The Simpsons, and Marge is my favorite character, believe it or not. So yes, every time I do get a text message, it sounds like woo. She does that woo. Oh God. I was somewhere and the sound came up from my text. This guy looked at me like I was crazy. I was like, what? He was like, what was that? I said, that was Marge. Oh, the face. Like, because he didn't know. I guess he's never seen The Simpsons, which is weird. But I was like, The Simpsons, Marge, the one with the blue hair. He's like, oh, okay. He said, I thought that was you. I wanted to say, and what if it was? But I didn't feel like fighting in Walmart. It really didn't. I did not. But my other text tone is wubba lubba dub dub. But I also feel bad about having that now because that's by the voice actor who is no longer on the show because of. So I stopped using that one. Oh, but my ringtone is this music. It's the theme music for the show. It is. It is. And I have a Street Fighter one for my alarm. For yes. That is all true. That's the truth. Yeah. Matthew. Sorry, Mateo. There can only be one of us. Shout out to my fellow Matthews out there in the world, except for the ones with one T. What happened? I'm kidding. I just never understood that. I was like, why is there one? Matthew? No, listen. Thank you, Peace to Mateo. I appreciate the tip of you on Cash App. Love you, baby. And Iggy. How you? Oh, I love that name. Thank you for the tippy poo. I appreciate you, baby. Happy to help a fellow gamer. Thank you so very much. And I have made my goal. Thank y'all so very much. 36 minutes in. I appreciate y'all for tuning in. Doesn't mean that I'm not going to still continue these conversations today. We got a lot to talk about. I appreciate you for being here. And if you do want to throw a little love my way, PayPal, Cash App, and Venmo is available. But thank y'all for coming through today. I appreciate you. Down, Judy Brown. All right. Back to this. I still don't understand why. Is it possible for Canadians to tip on Cash App? I've never seen it used here. Yeah. Yeah. Venmo, PayPal, Cash App. I mean, if you did Canadian, I almost said a South Park reference. I had to catch myself. Canadian dough. Is that from that episode? Canada. That's it. Canada. It's Canada. Oh, shut up, Matthew. That's from that stupid episode about microtransactions through games, which currently I have to tell myself every day, do not. And I have learned how to stop myself from doing that. I put a card on file that I no longer use. That's how I stop that. But yeah, like PayPal would just convert it over or whatever. And I think even with Cash App, I have people that send it through, not just America, I believe. So it's possible. It's possible for a plain country bumpkin in a. Is that how it goes? I forget. Anywho, moving on. Possible. Jubilee finally has someone to run into the alley with. Because if you remember from the original series, that was where Jubilee was, running away from Sentinels, finding herself in the alley. Now she's there with probably the richest kid that she's ever met, Sunspot. So much hate is happening here. Like they said, if you think what was bad, if you think what happened in Genosha was bad, wait till you see what we do to you. I appreciate the real writing, but I also go, oh my God. You know, they used to say that in the 50s and the 60s too, in southern states for certain things and specific towns. And if you think what happened in Tulsa was bad. If you think what happened in Roseville. I got it. I was like, okay, I see y'all writers. I see you. And I said, oh my. as someone watching the show, my oh my's were quite high, baby. I was like, oh, okay. So we're doing that today. Got it. Okay, bet. This was hot. I don't care what nobody says. Storm and Forge rolling up like this. Come on, Bulge. I'm playing Forge, but no. Forge, I was. Listen, they even had. Do you see how his outfit looks? Did you see his pants with the cuffs? They had the way it flares out. for his background. I was like, oh my God, this is the classic costume. This is too much to take in. This was hot. I was hot. I would be in between. Absolutely. Very much. Very much that. Him coming down with the rocket feet, because he can, mind you, whatever he thinks he can create. That's an awesome power. It's Storm coming down the way she did and everybody running, baby. She said, I bring the lightning and the rain. Yes, bitch, you can't tell me this ain't B from Coachella. You can't tell me. You cannot tell me. You cannot tell me. You cannot tell me. Oh my God. I have waited so long for her to be put back in the show. Look at how they have her perfectly right. From skin tone to hair to outfit. This is what I want to see. Yak. This is what I want to see. Also, please clock into the relationships that are happening throughout the storytelling this episode. You realize Storm is mother. We're not just saying that to be funny. Like, this isn't just a gay thing. It's Storm's mother. Jubilee's like literal embrace of Storm. It was like, oh my God, I thought you were gone forever. Because reminder, she left the X-Men. That's the last time Jubilee saw her after she lost her powers and she went to go find herself. There has been no updates as far as what Storm is doing, where she's been, this, that, and the other. So for Jubilee and Sunspot to be in the moment and the situation that they were in, and Storm to be there right on the nick of time, you gotta know Jubilee was like, oh my God, because she don't have nobody like that right now. So that's mom, you know what I'm saying? And it's also that older sister bond too, from Storm being one of her mentors and teachers at the school for, gifted children. So I'm here for it. Ooh. That poor school. Should have moved to a different neighborhood, Charles. We talked about this. I'm actually here for Scott Summers today, as Cyclops was giving Professor Xavier the business, and I have never hated Professor Xavier more in my entire life. Did y'all do that on purpose, Bo, with your big chest and fine itself? Did you do that on purpose? Did you write this man to where we were not going to like him? Because I can understand where Charles is coming from, but it's almost like his way of doing things are not leading to any results, right? Which I think it's kind of hard, because it's almost damned if you do, damned if you don't, when it comes to just how this all works and how this all plays through, right? I hate to say it, I am more on Magneto's side. I don't like Magneto's approach. And I can say the same thing with Charles. My Libra was kicking my ass this episode. Like, the way I'm like, well, I get it. Yeah, but also, but sure. But no, I wouldn't have left with Magneto though. Like, there's no promise of good peen up there. Like Rogue and Magneto gonna be fucking. Like, what do you mean? I don't want to go up there. Sunspot about to watch those two be plowing down each other. The electromagnetic fields that are about to hit him. None of his items are gonna work up there. What if they hit too hard? They slam and damn too hard. No one's thought about this. I'm thinking about that. You can touch me, sugar. At what cost, Rogue? Anywho, Rogue wakes up. Girl, I love C Diggy was like, Matt, you think she's going to still be in a coma for the next episode? I said, absolutely not. Like, come on now. I called what was going to happen from the jump. I knew Rogue, based off of how they were writing her character, she was going to go to the dark side, or the opposite side of where this equation is to peace, right? Storm enters the building, and when I tell you, thank you, Bo, thank you for everybody at X-Men 97 for this, you are writing their relationship correctly. They're sisters. These two, best friends. That's my best friend. She a real bad bitch. Where are the edits at TikTok? Y'all should have been on this. I know we got another episode to go, but by the end of the season, that corny ass song should be used for a super fan cut of these two, along with Alien Superstar and anything else that reads "See You Next Tuesday." I'm just telling you. Please. It's the fact that Jean, you can see her full like psychic powers coming into play here, right? In the air, lifts up. Mind you, is she grabbing Storm to lift her in the air? No, Storm meets her with the fucking wind. They can fly, bitches. Ow! I was screaming. I'm like, it's the littlest of details as a fan of these two for me that make me just go, yo, yo, yo. And she doesn't say Storm. She goes, Aurora. Aurora. I was like, yo. It's too much. This is too much to take in. I fucking love it. We're going to dive back into that later. I love how this basically answered any angry geeks question as to, well, if what Magneto did in the last episode took down everything that was supposed to be electronic, wouldn't that fuck over Forge's leg, which was explained immediately with him saying, basically, I repurposed it with a tectonic shield that could rebound, all that kind of stuff. So I said, boom, there you go. Saved a lot of people angry questions who probably were still mad at this moment and felt that shouldn't have happened. But again, I love how they quickly like put these details in because, mind you, Forge can make anything. Literal name is Forge. All right, so we get into the game plan and we're splitting back into teams again, and I love it. It's what is it? Blue team, gold team. Blue team, of course, being led by Cyclops, and gold team being led by Storm. This is how it's been in the comics, which again, I love that. I do think that the teams were not created equal, and I think that shouldn't have happened. And I would like to say, and I know this is probably going to gag y'all, what if Jean Grey went with Scott to stop Magneto versus... Because what we saw in this, I thought to myself, what if they had switched the teams up a little bit differently? Would the outcome have gone in Charles Xavier's favor? They still have to deal with Bastion. I was like, I don't know about this. Because some of the, I was like, well, I'm sorry. So I get Storm and Jean Grey being on the team. It was basically Storm's team was her, Jean Grey, Forge, Beast, Morph, and Cable. All right. That was Team Gold. Team Blue, Cyclops, Professor Xavier, Nightcrawler, Jubilee, Wolverine. I was like, okay. Anywho, we go through this. We're trying to figure everything out. We're getting this all together. Love this scene with Storm, Beast, and Forge over the ability stabilizer the collar basically used to stop their powers. And Storm's like, bitch, I literally just went through this. It was the sound of thunder that made Beast go, okay, maybe we can try to work this out, make it a little bit different. Not to neutralize their powers. Rogue wearing Gambit's coat is already so puss. And I haven't said that in forever, but it's so puss. Her giving Professor Xavier the business. I kind of am annoyed by him because it's the fact that he hasn't been seen for a minute. He's been alive this entire time. He's been basically smashing alien puss this entire time. Comes back home once he realizes, oh my God, everything is bad. He sees Gambit's death, all that kind of shit, right? Comes in there. I can't even understand how you're feeling right now, but we gotta, no, but we gotta nothing. You ain't been here. All right. We have feelings that need to be taken into account. You're not taking that, Charles. Right on time. Old pain, for Rogue, because Rogue was having this man smash her. Magnus. There's also for Magnum. Okay. It's like a father figure for Rogue got to meet the father figure's best friend that's been smashing the daughter. Y'all are not catching it. The parallels, y'all not receiving this energy today. This is the shit I was looking at. I said, baby, this is somebody's daddy's best friend, been smashing his little girl, find out she old enough now. I like this man. I like this man, Paul. He been coming around here since. I don't care. I'm kidding. No, I'm not. It's really gross. Anywho, Rogue dragged and read everybody. Also, I love the X-Men 92 references here. Morph didn't need to be dragged the way he was. The fact that she said with the last time we threw him in, we get 30 minutes that man was dead, since Morph did die within the first 2 episodes of the original series. So this is the most Morph y'all have probably seen ever. Actually, this is true. Morph has been in every episode of the show, right? I think so. Maybe not the after Genosha fell one, maybe possibly so. But yeah, Morph's been in so many episodes. So yeah, shout out to the Morph fans out there. Y'all are getting fed. We are getting fed, actually, because I love Morph on the show. But I was like, that wasn't necessary. Oh my goodness. Sunspot. Wow. Okay. I love it. Roberto, no Jubilee. Jubes. It sounds like pubes whenever he says that. It gets on my nerves. He's like, no pubes. I don't like Sunspot on the show. This is one of my negative -1s for the series. It's pretty much perfect. I do not like him. I don't like him. I really don't. He's so annoying. Boo. Privileged child. Boo. No one loves boo. I'm never into those characters. The last person of privilege that I liked from a TV show that was a cartoon character that gave me everything I needed was fucking Courtney from As Told by Ginger. Okay. That's the last one. Someone once told me the grass was much greener on the other side. And fuck Macy Gray. She's TE, finish the rest of it. Yeah, but on the other side. Yes, Courtney Gripling. Oh, y'all don't understand. As Told by Ginger is one of the greatest cartoons to ever be created. I don't care. It's such a good show. I used to live through Ginger, and I was like, oh my God. All her friends were ugly, though. Every single solitary one of them. The Seal Girl, she was ugly. The other one whose head was shaped like an upside down Dorito, or one that was on a tilt. Yeah. Mama was hideous. Had the nerve to be choosy. She wanted to be popular. Girl, you are yuck. Are you for real? Oh, my goodness gracious. I was like, please let it go. Take yourself out this equation right now. You're bringing Ginger down. Ginger would be popular if it wasn't for you. Even the Seal Girl was better off than her. Couldn't stand that little heavy-headed girl. Couldn't do it. Anywho, we'll talk about As Told by Ginger later. We'll do that at the end of the show. We'll get into Nickelodeon shows that are cartoons not associated with Dan Snow. Thanks for tuning in again. Appreciate you for being here. Hit that like button, share, and subscribe. Become part of this Rant Pack family. We did meet our goal today with the tip jar of 45, so I appreciate all those who tuned in and dropped a little love. If you want to drop a little bit of extra love, it does go a long, long way, and I would certainly appreciate it. PayPal.me for MattyRants. Catch up with us, MattyRants. Venmo, MattyRants. Appreciate y'all so much for being here today. Shout out to all my Tekken 8 players. Shinryu, I feel like that's not the way to say it. I'm that ranking right now. I'm trying to get to Mighty Ruler, and it's really hard. It is really hard. Especially since they nerfed you. I'm still beating people up, but like, it's very hard, and I'm annoyed right now because I just want to be a Mighty Ruler, and I will never play ranked again. I just want to get to that ranking and then be done and just be set to go. Like, I'm already higher than I've ever been in ranking in any game ever, because I'm very good. I actually like have to give myself a pat in the back. I'm so good at Tekken. I'm such a June girl, and my Nina, I've worked her up, but like, I've played with Eddie, but I don't want to get a higher ranking just because I have Eddie, because everybody who plays Eddie can suck a nugget. I'm sorry. They're hitting the same button over and over again. And I literally had some guy, I was like, let me put up my, see what our, buttons we're hitting, have the, the track up. That man was hitting the same button over and over and over and over again. Drove me nuts. They buffed the bears. Why? It's a goddamn bear. Nerf it. There's just a couple of people who also play cheap that you'll sometimes run into. They have a character who they know a certain stage they can work something off of. Laws, everybody that plays Law always picks the hanger, and you know exactly why. Boom, bomb up, boom, 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 bomb up, the same thing over and over again. Had a guy do the same combo over and over again for the whole 3 rounds. It was awful. I had to block him immediately. Block immediately. But yes, June's still that girl. I just gotta get. I just want to get to Mighty Ruler, and I'm gonna be all right. After that, I can focus on another character. I just want to get June to Mighty Ruler. Once I get her there, I will then focus my time on Ling Xiaoyu, and I can finally get to her and start practicing her. But I just want to get her to just that one spot. I'm like, I did it! I did it! I did it! Yeah. So I played Smash with D. Those of y'all know who I'm talking about when I say D, because he plays Smash Brothers. Like to report that I won the majority of those games. Thank you. No, I'm already good with Nina. I actually got a lot better with Nina now, to where I play her with my friends and they are concerned when I pull out Nina. Because now that I learned her gun trick, I'm like, oh, I know how to play her now. I was like, oh, figured it out. We good. I'm trying to master Ling, though. I did make a new ninja outfit for June. I made her look really cool. I did. I love the new ninja looks. They're really cool. I had like 500 coins. I was like, oh my God. But yeah, I like Tekken 8. I just don't like who the DLC people are going to be right now. I'm just enjoying who they have as the main roster until possibly Julia is returning, or Michelle, or Anna. But no, I didn't want the karate Russian lady. I didn't want her. I don't like her. Okay, moving forward. Did anyone else notice all of the awesome things that were in the background here with like the X Jets, of course, and all that shit? But like the Wolverine motorcycle, I had that. I had that toy. I was like, oh my God. Like I had a Storm action figure, a Cyclops one that it was a little bit more life size than the other figures, but you know, it was a bit bigger. I was like, oof. I used to enjoy that one. I had Cyclops, Storm, Wolverine in that same yellow and brown. That's always been my favorite outfit from him. I had a Beast doll, I had a Nightcrawler, I had a Rogue, I had a Magneto, and I had a Professor Xavier. I had like the set. Like I was good. I was good. But they were never, actually lies. They weren't the same set. They were all from like different pieces, but they were still like the same archetypes. The one I was missing was Colossus. I could never find a Colossus doll, and I never had a Gambit one either. Those were the two I would have had. Anywho, that motorcycle, bitch, I had the set. I was like, oh, I was so gagged just to see it in here. Like, are they going to show him driving it? Please. I would have lost my grip. Then you have the different chairs for Professor Xavier here. Like, that's the drop top from the XMen 92. Remember when they went to the mall and shit? I was like, girl, this is a lot to take in. I just love these little references they put on the show. It's so much fun. I was like, love it. Classic costume. First of all, this is Rogue's evil outfit. This is her villain outfit, mind you, or when she turns against the X-Men. So I thought that was kind of like, oh, okay, work. I love how they have Professor Xavier's like costume sitting over here for his. Anywho, that's another older outfit. Then you got this one. You got, of course, close to Marvel Girl tees with Jean Grey, Cyclops' old outfit with the full head covering. I personally like this outfit. And then, of course, Storm's classic outfit that you have right here. Now, I love that Jean Grey and Storm have wigs on their dolls. Also, Rogue, too. I'm just noticing all the ladies have wigs. So are y'all, that's not your, what's happening? I mean, it don't matter. I want to know what wig glue you use, because the way Storm be moving with that. Ladies in tornadoes. What if the wigs just stay there? It's just like a marker to let them know who's to come back to. Like, what are we doing today? We finally get the "What Did You Expect" black leather line, which is a callback to the first X-Men movie, where they made a whole "What Did You Expect" blue spandex or colorful spandex, which we were expecting that. So yes, we are happy that they finally answered the call and gave us the wacky, crazy colors. Did anyone else notice when Professor Xavier was talking to the president, how the entire room felt like they were in some sort of astral plane? That's probably because they were having the conversation via a mental conversation, and Professor Xavier was talking to him via his telekinetic powers, telekinesis. I have to cough. I'm trying not to cough. Ah. And now I need to refill my cat's water because I just noticed it was low. Thank you so much for tuning in while I'm refilling my baby's cups. Do me a favor, hit the like button, share, and subscribe and become a part of this Rant Pack family. I appreciate y'all so much for tuning in. Ooh, what fell? My phone. And being a part of this conversation today. If you want to drop a little tippy poo in my jar, help your boy out. Appreciate you so much for being here. Not necessary, but certainly appreciate it. It's paypal.me/MattyRants, Cash App SimonRants, and Venmo MattyRants. Thank you all so much for tuning in. Now, I do have a cat fountain, but Mamu does not drink from it. So I have to specifically, in this clay bowl that he really likes, I have to put water in it, and I have to make sure it's always full for him. So I'm consistently looking down like, okay, is it good? All right. And Mina sometimes drinks out of it, but she drinks out the fountain more. So yes. Oh God. I've also had to separate their the way their food stations are set up, because Mina went to drink out the fountain and she put her entire butt into the water that Mama drinks out of and did not move. I sat here and watched her for 5 minutes just sit in water. I'm like, girl, what are you doing? Crazy. Jubilee burning Roberto's card. I was like, work. I knew something was up when this was happening here. Like, bye, Scott. Bye, Jean, as they go off on their separate missions while Bastion is setting up for a Sentinel war to happen and sends them out to eradicate the mutants himself. Storm, being the leader that she is, lets them know that the portion of her team, which includes Jean Grey, Cable, Beast, and Morph, need to go ahead and land on the island while Forge and Storm take to the skies. My favorite scene of the season. Not even action-wise. I literally teared the fuck up. I got so emotional. What was it? Make them mind your weather and you weather their mind. Yeah, wherever they go. May they mind your weather and may they weather your mind. Baby. And it was Jean, like, I can't lose you again, sister. And she's like, I thought of you when you had to wrestle your demons with the Phoenix. I said, oh, the whole speech, all of this was so right. I was like, yo, this was for us Jean and Storm fans. We were fed. I was like, oh, don't do this to me. Don't do this to me. It was so good. I loved it. Thank you. It was a beautiful scene. I loved it. Oh, and it just shows in the Jean carrying Morph, Beast, and Cable like off the jet while Forge is flying through the sky, fighting Sentinels. Baby, in Storm, the way they have Storm's music, oh, it's so good. That music comes up. It's so right. I love how they give Storm her own beat, her own track every time she's about to start it up. Ah. It's just so good. Now the fights begin with the Sentinels and everyone on the ground. Who saw the Hulk popping up into this? This is why Morph has been necessary for the show, because we can do this and it makes sense and it not also need to be explained in depth, like at all. I'm sorry. the Hulk? Oh, but it gets better because that wasn't just Morph jumping through the air as the Hulk, sweetie. Jean Grey pulls a whole psychic field around him like as if it's armor and a power-up. Were we watching this? I was over here in complete awe of this scene. Like, I'm sorry. So we're doing that? That's what we're doing today. This right now. Hulk, he said morph smash. Okay, who else? Marvel vs. Capcom, folks. That's a move. That same twister that Zangief does, there is a whole... Girl, I was like, okay, this is too much today. There's a Hulk spin where he goes blow, bloop, 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 bam, bam. I know the whole combo, bitch. I was like, oh, this is too much. This is too much. Too much. As a fan of the Marvel Universe, I'm over here having my full life given to me and then some. This is through the X-Men gaze. I need you to understand this. This means the X-Men alone could be carrying their own weight in the Marvel Universe if they just did it justice. If they didn't focus on this live action need to make everything a certain way or pull an agenda off because of whatever, if they just focus like they're doing now with the cartoon series, the way they've been doing this, yes, with all of these storylines put in together and this, that, and the other, because this is a love letter to the fans. If you're new watching this and you're still enjoying it, that's even better, because then it'll make you go back to the old X-Men show and get up on those episodes, right? But this is like dead ass for the fans of the X-Men. This is all of it. Because a lot of us know what's going on even when they're rushing. It's like, oh, okay, yeah, I got it. Okay. Ooh, let's call back to that. Ooh, let's call back to that. You have the Incredible Hulk. You just had Spider-Man on an episode. Dr. Doom, if you will. Even let's continue. We can just keep on going. We have seen so many people pop up. Juggernaut in this bitch 2 minutes ago. And now you have the Hulk up here. God forbid, and not to be serious with that, because God, thank you. I prayed. You answered my prayers today, so we always hear. If Morph turned into, we had Captain America. If we had them if Morph turned into Doctor Strange, I would gag at this point. Like I'm right there where I'm like, dare he turn into somebody else? Who else is he gonna turn into? That's me the whole season. I'm like, oh my God, who's he gonna be this week? Because oh my God. Like, wow. I'm loving it. Ba-da-ba-ba-ba. Fried chicken does sound good today. I gotta paint this thing first, baby. Let me focus on that. We're gonna figure out what we're gonna figure out in this refrigerator, honey. Do I have dinner time? I don't think I do, but we're gonna make something do. We're gonna make it work. We're gonna make it work. Morph has been keeping us on our toes all season. It's been a fun ride. I also wasn't prepared for Beast to literally slap a Sentinel with its own hand. It's quite fabulous indeed. Quite fabulous. Quite fabulous. The Jean Grey and Mr. Sinister fight was... Because, of course, Mr. Sinister would have to use somebody in his fight because he wasn't winning anyways. Let that be it. Let it be it. Oh, you thought I know Eugene like a whole, just like Drake to Millie Bobby Brown. I know you, Millie. I can tell you what kind of guys you like. Oh. Like to his victim over here. I already know you. I know your ins and outs, this, that, and the other. And I'm like, okay, we're not doing this today. We're really not. When he popped Gene in the back and Gene said, not I, said the pussycat. Bitch, the way they were fighting and they were gliding through the streets like they were on ice. Please and thank you. Please and thank you. This was so fire. This was fire. The fight scene was fire. They got my girls cutting up on this show. Sinister going into his shadow mode while he also is lifting the car and flying with it at the same time. Brilliant. I was like, yo, this is great. Like, you're just watching it. You're like, oh, you're just screaming. Knocks her into a bowling alley. When I tell you, he tried to roll up on Jean and she said, I'm fighting with Madeline today. Bow! I said, yeah. Because Madeline is supposed to be dead from the Genosha accident, right? And so him talking about, I cloned you. I made that bitch. You don't even know who the real one is. I can tell you when I switched you. Da, 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 da. And she said, don't even worry about it because I'm fighting with Madeline today. Bow. Knocked him straight on back. Like, excuse me? It got better. It got better. Baby pulled out those bowling balls, said, what's up? Didn't faint. Scott, none of that happened. Scott, where's Scott? None of that happened. Weak who? Who's weak? This is Jean Grey. Thank you. Again, this is why I like the show so much, because there are people who they made so not who they are in the comics. What the fuck that was? Not who they are in the comics. For the X-Men 92 series that made them look weaker than what they were. But both Storm and Jean were definitely a part of that mixture of people who they did that to, in my opinion. Ah! Them bowling balls were knocking him. I mean, the first one that hit him too. It's also, isn't it kind of crazy that there was that video of that girl who was throwing the bowling balls at people, which is insane to see. I don't know who has made you mad. And I know there are some people right now that I would love to A-Town stomp quickly. But like, the parallels to that happening the week prior to this episode, that bowling ball thing happening, then this happens and she's throwing get out of here. I was like, this is crazy. True, she did lift the roof because he was hiding through the shadows. You are correct. And he couldn't use his ability. I thought that was brilliant too. Like, bitch, I know who you are as well. What are you talking about? Now, in space on asteroid M with a Sentinel's hand up there, which is crazy. Like, do you see the entire like throne he's made of Sentinels? This is madness. I love how Rogue and Sunspot tried to go to the jet and stop them when they landed there, but it was like, bitch, Nightcrawler just teleported them into the room. Let's fight. This is actually canon to the comics in reference to Rogue and Wolverine having their brawl over something of similar sorts to this. The scene of Cyclops and Nightcrawler fighting Magneto as he's flinging things through the air. Brilliant, brilliant, brilliant. Sunspots, boo, boo, Sunspot, boo, having to fight Jubilee. Jubes, I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry. Shut up. Right, you're playing to kill. Then don't forget what Wolverine said, the good guys. What was it? I forget what he had said, always go out first. I said, hold up. The honest ones. I forget what he said, but I was like, what? Now, while they're fighting him, Professor Xavier is like, we have to get his helmet off because I need to get a control of him. This is where I thought they were going to go into this. This was my, are we doing Onslaught? Because this is very much close to that, where, you know, that story arc in reference to the whole madness that happened, where a bit of the darkness with Magneto and Professor merged together, turned him a little bit nutso, turned into Onslaught. That went to a bigger fight that then led to another story where Onslaught then got this other guy. They had the whole X-Men, Fantastic Four X-Men fight. Very that. I don't think we're going there. I don't think we're going there. I think they hinted it. I don't think they're doing that though, but I think they're hinting at it. Like, that could have been something that we can see personally. Now, whenever Morph goes in to try to put the nebulizer on, neutralizer, I should say, on Bastion as Mr. Sinister, of course, Bastion clocks it because it's like, girl, Mr. Sinister would never walk in here like that, admitting defeat to anything. You don't know the person who you're emulating, which is like, Morph, you should get to know some people, but there you go, right? Beast tries to help. This is the part where I go once again. This doesn't make any sense to me. Like, Beast, you're gonna swing through there and avoid this man. I didn't see the purpose of him even stepping in the room, unless he was just gonna make sure that Morph didn't die again. Like, I didn't know why Beast even came in there in the first place. I was like, girl, what are you about? You about to get it on him? How? You know, like, I'm sorry, Beast is fully aware of this man's powers. What were you about to do? I thought this was silly. I was like, okay. He gets the neutralizer. We're in trouble. Love the scene of the Sentinels being shot in the air with the lightning strikes. That was fabulous. Before just plane goes down and Storm tries to save him with a tornado whirlwind, which slows down the crash, but gets shot by the Sentinels in the process and lands into the ocean. What I don't want them to do, what I want them to do. What I don't want them to do is to have it to where Storm is in trouble and that was that shot and that was it and then blah and then we're done. I'd be really angry if that's how y'all did her. You gave her a grand entrance back in here. You got her shot down again. I said, Bo, it's given 92. What's going on? What I want to happen. I want it to damn near look like Moses, bitch, is parting the fucking Red Sea. Do you hear me? I want the 40 years in the desert, baby. That's what I would like to see. I want to see. Woo, open. I need to see it. I need to see it. I want to see a tsunami hit that island, right? Like, I don't you dare piss me off by having that lady be saved by another man. Okay? Don't you do it. You let her use her goddamn weather powers and fuck shit up. I've already seen this woman create an entire island that became sentient and was able to fight on her behalf against Exodus. We're not doing this today. That's all I'm saying. That's all I'm saying. I know she was caught off guard when she got hit, but that's all I'm saying. Don't you have her get back up here? I don't know what happened to my power. No. Lady can terraform. Let's not do this. Thank you, Soul, for reminding me. Like, let's not do this. So, I was upset. I was upset. I was like, oh, no. If anything, his plane should have went down. We should have been like, is Forge dead? Mama's still in the air fighting motherfuckers. Wrap up the episode. We'll see her later in the air. How dare you get her shot? If this was a nice device to get us to the ocean, though, the seas, we shall be. That's not what I wanted to say. No. I had a Sailor reference, but you know, I like Sailor Moon and Sailor Peen, but not full on the Navy lingo out here. Let's just say, then let's set sail. There we go. If she's in the ocean, then let's set sail. It still didn't sound cute, but I keeping it. Bad lingo, bad grammar. Me bad. Thank you for tuning in to me video. If you want to drop a tip in jar, thanks. PayPal.me for I can't even do it. PayPal.me/MattyRants. Cash up $7 for MattyRants. Thank you so much for being here today. We're in XMen 97. Let's keep going. I don't like cable either. How about it? I said it. Now what? I don't really like the Summers family at all, except for Gene. How's that? All the men are toxic. Now what are we doing? Some brat of a grown man baby over here who's mad that he had a hard knock life. Everyone's life's hard. Scott. Oh, Scott, it's been real tough for you. Ooh. Your whole wife was low-key under a whole nother man's literally being cloned, sister. Gave you back. Said, well, I got your DNA. Get out of here. I needed her. I needed her. You was sleeping with a whole nother woman. Fucking her down. Gave her a baby. You didn't give Jean a baby. You gave Madeline a baby. You, Scott Summers, you. Someone was like, it's not Scott's fault. It's always gonna be Scott's fault. Cable using his psychic powers. I don't think we've ever seen this before, but it was a gag. And he used it against Jean Grey because Mr. Sinister, as you can see from that red diamond, has control over him right now. Mind you, Cable is a product of Sinister's doing with Scott and Jean and crossing, combining, and this, that, and the other. Da, 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 da. Y'all know the rest of it. Meanwhile, while Jean Grey is fighting off Scott's angry son, there's literally been police cases about like children being jealous or mad at their father for marrying different women, and they go off and try to get her. This is giving that tease. This is giving me some real fucked up ass family court shit, like dead ass. Like it almost feels like Mr. Sinister took the bitterness that Cable has for Jean being alive and not Madeline and utilized it to control him in this moment, and then put that rage inside of him to then attack her, is how I'm reviewing the situation, which makes this even more fucked up and more of a reason for me to hate Scott, because Scott put the teams together. You knew your grown man baby son didn't like her. Why are you putting them on the same team together? Because they're going against Bastion? Okay, that seems logical, but I'm going to give you another logical answer. No, put somebody else on the team. Protect your wife. That man came back to the future to tell you you're a bad father. You just threw him into the south. You threw him in the future. What are you going to do? I blame Scott. Scott had to see this lady literally die. Yes. We don't know if she's dead, though. We do not know. But I would like to show this screen cap here. And do you see the flames? None of Cable's powers had flames in it. Just to go back here, because I was like, uh-oh. Now, you see Cable, what he's doing here? You see some flames? No. I said, uh-oh. I said, uh-oh. Let me pull it back. Let me pull it back to my first original thoughts and theories on where this is going. And how they like to intertwine the stories, and it all comes together because there was tea with Cable and Jean back in the day in the comics too. Where is the shot? Right here. Those look like those flames. There's also multiple Phoenixes too. It doesn't have to be Dark Phoenix. That's where my mind is headed. I don't think it's going to be Dark Phoenix. That is Dark Phoenix. It's about the red outfit. There's Green Phoenix. There's the Green Phoenix, like the original one, like the OG, like Phoenix, right? Then there's Dark Phoenix with the red outfit. And then there is White Phoenix, which, do y'all know about White Phoenix? So White Phoenix is supposed to be the big dog, like the most powerful of all of them, like can warp and manipulate time, reality, space, this, that, and the other. Okay, where did I go? Okay, where am I going with this? Maddie went on a deep dive, and I went through YouTube, through the rabbit hole of X-Men lore, and I was looking this up the other day, and I also did a couple of Google searches on White Phoenix, because I was like, I wonder. And there is a White Phoenix saga in the White Hot Room. Thank you, Ashraf Khan. Thank you. I was trying to get that out. Couldn't get there. And it feels like that is a possibility for something they could do in seasons. If they did it correctly, if they were able to intertwine it to make it make sense, possibly. Because I feel like for season 2, Wolverine won't be on the team. He will be like how Storm was this season, where he has to go feral Wolverine, and he's not a part of the group no more. They find him in the woods. He's been, he has his bone claws and shit. They try to get Wolverine back to the way he was. I almost feel like that's what they're going to do. And Ashraf, that's why I was thinking it's the white hot room, because that would make sense with everybody that died on Genosha and all these people that we like from the series. Wouldn't it make sense? Like, that's where my mind is going. That's what I think is going to happen. AC, thank you for the tippy poo on Cash App. Appreciate you, baby. I think we're going to go there. I think they've shown that they're not afraid to do that, even under the Disney Plus spectrum of things that are happening right now. So in my mind, this makes perfect sense. But right before she says goodbye, Scott, you see flames consume her, and we don't know anything else that happens on the island after that. We're only in space afterwards. So we have no clue what's happening. I don't know what they're going to do for the final episode, but if it isn't longer than 35 minutes, I'm going to be pissed. It needs to be long. We need some wrap-ups, some resolutions, and some setups for season 2 immediately. Now that we know it's already been, they got 5 seasons? They're already like, yeah, you can do this many. Mm-hmm. Very that. Actually, I don't know what, I think because, again, I'm in love with the X-Men, but also after watching the episode, and I watched a couple like Real Rejects and then Comics Explained, and then a couple other people. Who did I watch recently? Hold on, let me pull up my history, because I was watching this before we did the video today. New Rock Stars. That was the other one I was watching. I was like, oh, well, let me do my own research. And I'm like, I need it to make sense. And it just needs to be done correctly to where it can encompass all the storylines that are happening right now. I don't think Remy's dead either. Or if he is, he'll be resurrected, but it may not be the same person like before. If they do Apocalypse, I can see him as a horseman. That's one take on it. If they just resurrect him again, that would be fine. But Rogue could also still be on a different headspace than what she was before and stays with Magneto, and Remy ends up with Professor Xavier and it causes this new rift. Possibly. That's where my mind is going. So I think like Gambit may be resurrected as a horseman. That's where my mind is focusing on a little bit. It's like, they keep on showing Apocalypse in the beginning. Like, wouldn't that make sense? Wolverine could be one of the horsemen. He has been before. Could take advantage of him not having his adamantium anymore. I can promise you this. I don't know, man. I don't know, bro. But there's a lot to work with here. So listen, Jeans, we don't know what's going on, but all right. Now, Wolverine is able to get the helmet off of Magneto. And of course, Professor Xavier takes advantage of this and sends him a psychotic, I almost said psychotic, a psionic blast to the brain, trying to get Magnus to calm the fuck down while he's doing all this. Cyclops just saw Jean literally get engulfed in his own son's power. He shoots Professor Xavier to stop him and goes, sorry, but Gold Team needs us right now. Scott's fault. Do you see how my argument stands today? Xavier is a bitch. Fuck Professor Xavier. I like, as much as he wants to be the white Martin Luther King Jr., it's not going to happen. It's not happening for the mutant universe. All right, Malcolm X, aka Magneto, is whooping your ass. And everybody ready to raise up. I'm just saying. But Scott, that was the worst time to do what you did. By all means and by all accounts, why couldn't Scott just simply ask Nightcrawler to bamf him on Earth real quick and then bamf his ass right the fuck back? Did he need to be in the same stratosphere? I didn't understand that. It was really crazy to me how that happened. I'm like, why'd you stop him in the middle of this where he actually had control of Magneto? And this is why I don't think we're getting Onslaught, because of that whole pause that just happened right there. That before he could get too deep in his mind, immediate cease. Now Magneto got the fuck up. Everybody getting a piece, including the folks that were helping him, like Rogue and Sunspot just a minute ago. Okay? Puts the helmet on Xavier's brain so he can't even get control of him no more. Uses the magnetic ability to then further cause pain to Professor Xavier. Wolverine rolls up, stabs the man, pushes off Wolverine. And this is all in the comics too, mind you. Maybe not fully the same way this happened, but literally this last frame I'm going to show you is straight out the comic books. And pulls the, adamantium out of his body. Through the pores. Through the veins. Out of his body. And they show it as the last shot in the episode while you hear Wolverine scream in agony. That's the last shot of the episode before we have the final episode on Wednesday, the finale. That's how they wrapped up this, three-part, the second part of the three-part cliffhanger that we're getting right now. Like, what? If we're talking about this in terms of Star Wars, this is very Empire Strikes Back tease. This is very that. The good guys did not win in the end. I mean, who is good at this point, right? But it's like, dog, y'all, and I blame Scott. And again, how funny is it that Scott saved Magneto and Magneto repays him by almost killing, if not killing, Logan? I feel like that was Scott's plan. Scott is Drake in this moment. Mm-hmm. I planted that information. Oh! If you're not watching this, you need to watch it. You need to get into it. It is so good. It is so good. If you want to watch it from the beginning, it's still as good. It actually is if you watch from beginning to end, I did like a binge of it yesterday. I just let it play. It really does pull it all together. It's very well done. I also recommend watching XMen 92, even though those episodes aren't in order for some odd reason, especially like timeline, storyline events and stuff. They're not in order. It's still really good. Yeah. I said it. I blame Scott. Scott is Drake. That is the truth. They're terrible people. BBL Scott. BBL Summers. I love Cyclops. I don't like him though. Does that make sense? I love him. I don't like him. I hate him as sometimes the person that he is. I think he is an asshole. But yeah. Either way, I also found it funny because a lot of people who were Wolverine fans were complaining that Wolverine wasn't getting screen time, which we were all thankful for because there's literally a Deadpool and Wolverine movie coming out, as well as every spinoff that happened for X-Men was only hyper focused on Wolverine, and Wolverine wasn't even that much of a crucial part of the X-Men for that to even be the case. He was very much one of the side people, but very important. He just was not the main draw of it. There were series outside of him. He really wasn't that girl. Like, what are we doing? Anywho, I'm happy that he had that ripped out and that every Wolverine fan had to witness that, whether they were happy or not. I was excited. If they were in pain, I was enjoying it because I'm like, girl, y'all were annoying on Twitter. Annoying. I'm tired of the women being the focus of the show. Are you for real? Is this what we're doing? This is what we're doing. This is what we're doing. So when I saw him in agony and that scream, I rejoiced. I did. Not for Wolverine being hurt, but for those of you who have probably itchy testicles sitting there talking about women on the internet and how race switching, women this and women shut up. Shut up, shut up, shut up. Most of the most powerful people in the comic book universe are women. Stop. Weird. You should watch the show. It's good. All right, so we're going to switch gears right now, and we're going to go into Chucky season 3. I'm going to wrap up my feelings by talking about the last episode here and what I hope happens for the future of this series, if there is a future. Unfortunately, Chucky season 4 has not been given the green light just yet. And so right now there's a current online campaign in order to keep the series going. #renew Chucky. At the end of the show, there was even a whole clip and bumper of Chucky saying, hey, we need your support and your help, by then calling and texting a number, which I actually did. And I got a really funny message and then a text message afterwards. Let me read that text message. Dawn, if you're watching this, I'm a huge fan. Thank you for the greatest, not comic book, I'm still stuck on X-Men. Thank you for the greatest killer in a horror movie franchise, now in the television series, to ever be created. You created something that honestly scared the shit out of me. Used to have me completely nervous as a child. I hated my life. My friends and my family used to tease the hell out of me for it because Chucky made me literally get rid of my Buddy doll because of how scary he was. But as an adult, it is honestly my favorite series of all time. It's so funny. It's so clever. It's so good. And it's campy beyond all means, like especially the newer stuff. So camp. It's so good. So shout out to Don Mancini. Shout out to all the people who have been in charge of Chucky for so long. I love it. Something that really did scare me that makes me now happy. I like that kind of story arc for myself. Anywho, to wrap this up and to sort of give it its go, from season 2, Chucky was baptized because they were trying to take out the soul of Charles Lee Ray, that is the serial killer that possesses the doll, through Damballa, that is the god that they worship, through the voodoo practices that they do. I did it. Do you need me to do that again? Okay, one more time. From season 2, Chucky was baptized because they were trying to take out Charles Lee Ray, who was the serial killer that possesses Chucky, the doll, from the first movie, Child's Play, right? Okay, so they wanted to take out the serial killer to make Chucky good, so that way we wouldn't have these issues no more, right? So, how that happened, the man was worshiping Damballa. This is a voodoo god that was then able to help them with their voodoo needs, like transferring souls and doing this kind of voodoo stuff. There you go. Season 3, Chucky is not able, or he finds himself aging and doesn't know why. He's been killing, but he's not actually getting blessed through the powers that he's been had before, because Damballa doesn't see him, because when he was baptized, it showed that he doesn't show favor with Damballa. He's now Christian in a sense, because through baptism, blessing, that's the whole work here. So Chucky is dying in his body and he's aging rapidly. So he finds out that he has to do one big last hurrah, one big last thing in order to get back into Damballa's favor. And it has to be like a huge kill. It can't just be like, oh, I'm going to stab you and then this is that and the other. It needs to be like a big thing, a big deal. He's already in the White House. He literally almost blew up the North Pole. Yes, this happened on the show. He's already done a lot. So for him, he's got to go a little bit deeper and a little bit darker to get this happening. While all this is going on, mind you, this is how they, I can't believe they made Chucky look like this. I'm sorry. It's still fucking crazy to see him old. Chucky was killed in the previous episode in his doll form when he was trying to blow up the world, basically through the nukes, when he was able to get the codes by taking out the president, right? So his soul is trapped in the White House, and they try to get a medium to come in to communicate with Charles Lee Ray, but they don't know that Charles Lee Ray, who's already talked to Damballa, has given him the next mission in order for him to get back in favor, and he has to kill like a lot of people in specific ways, right? He did just that. Because I need y'all to really take into account that Chucky killed the president, the vice president, what was it, the speaker of the house? God, like he actually went in, if we really want to just go there. Okay, the man went in, right? And so his last thing that he needed to do was he needed to get the kids, Devin, Josh, and Lexi, because those were his 3 that have always been sort of foiling him, and so he needs to do something grand, and he does. Mind you, Carolyn, who is Lexi's sister, Chucky has been in control of her, or more so, she's enamored by the doll and he's been able to manipulate her. So she's been gone this entire season, at least for the last couple episodes. Chucky's going to use this, and I thought it was brilliant, to be honest with you. But let's just go ahead and move forward here. Now, after Chucky died, okay, after all that had happened, this, that, and the other, Tiffany was also on death row at the same time. Tiffany was on death row because, if you know, oh God, here we go. Okay, I got to do another speed run of this. Matt, that's Jennifer Tilly. I know, right? So check this out, because Chucky's so meta, and this is how they do it. Jennifer Tilly plays Tiffany Valentine, who is the girlfriend of the serial killer, who's Charles Lee Ray, who's a fictional character made through the Child's Play series. Bet. Okay, great. When we get to the movie Bride of Chucky, that's when we're introduced to Tiffany, who again is played by Jennifer Tilly, who Jennifer Tilly's character, Tiffany Valentine, traps Chucky after she resurrects him after being chopped up from Child's Play 3 from jumping in the fan by doing the dummy voodoo for dummies. When she finds out that Chucky doesn't care about her the way that she wants him to, she tries to keep him locked up, and she's mad and she's bitter. Fuck all that. Chucky puts a TV in the bathtub, electrocutes her to death. Ade Due, you know the rest of it. Bam, she's Tiffany the doll. They do the Bride of Chucky movie. It was amazing, only to be resurrected later in Seed of Chucky. This is where we get to Jennifer Tilly being Tiffany Valentine, but it's Jennifer Tilly. In Seed of Chucky, there is literally an S Club 7 member, Hannah, I think is her name, that's in that movie. You should watch it. It's stupid camp. This is where we also get Glenda Glenn, which is now Gigi, because they've now come back together. We're going to talk about them in a second, which is the child of Tiffany and Chucky, because they had the baby in Bride of Chucky. The dolls could have sex. How is that so, Matthew? Because they were in the bodies for a very long time, so they started to become human, but they still have the powers of the voodoo with the dolls. So they were able to reproduce voodoo style. That's tea. Seed of Chucky. Jennifer Tilly was playing herself in this movie, and Tiffany Valentine was in the doll body, but that's Jennifer Tilly's voice. Don't be confused. It was on purpose. Tiffany Valentine wants to be a movie star, and she loves Jennifer Tilly. So they end up at Jennifer Tilly's house so that Tiffany can possess Jennifer Tilly's body, even though it's Jennifer Tilly's voice. So now that she's herself. So Tiffany Valentine's Jennifer Tilly. Oh my God. So Chucky artificially inseminates Jennifer Tilly with his sperm, his doll sperm, and they have twins. That's how Glenn and Glenda come about, because they're born the same person, but they have two physical bodies. So it's supposed to be like a non-binary two-spirit, that sort of bit, but they have two physical bodies for it. One feels this way, one feels that way. Oh God. The thing is that the soul of Glenn Glenda was in the body of the doll that they gave birth to, who felt they were two different people. So them having twins was perfect, because then Glenn Glenda, who felt they were two different people, could split their soul apart with the two spirits that they felt and be in those dolls. Yep. Yeah. This is why I'm like, if you ever wanted to get into this, it is a lot of lore, but it's actually really good. Like, the story is not bad. It's honestly just a lot of information, but it's like that if you go, even if you did Friday the 13th, we'd be having the same kind of conversation about this goes into that, goes into this. This is the same way where Don Mancini plays up the camp and all of that as the series progresses. It becomes less serious and more campy. So now the two spirits of the Glenn Glenda are now in two physical bodies, okay? And then you have Jennifer Tilly, who is now possessed by Tiffany Valentine. The actress Jennifer Tilly, who's playing the voice of Tiffany Valentine, it made it even easier for them to do the role, because Jennifer Tilly could play herself, but she's actually Tiffany Valentine. Nika, who is the lady that's in this wheelchair coming up, was brought into the new series, which was the Curse of Chucky? Right, Curse of Chucky, not Code of Chucky. Who was related to one of the first victims of Charles Lee Ray, and he was trying to finish the job. Long story short, Nika's arms and legs were taken from her by Tiffany, because Tiffany's a psycho through the series. Tiffany's on death row. Nika's there to watch her die, and she's happy to see it. She lets her know that she talked to Gigi, which is Tiffany's kids, Chucky and Tiffany's kids, because they're not evil like their parents, but they still have those tendencies sometimes. Watch season 2. Watch season 2. I thought Tiffany was dead, and I was like, no. But if you remember from the series, Tiffany also is a voodoo master, and she knows what she's doing. And she was able to make the prison guards all get under her control. And at the very last minute, when the prison guard steps in and basically takes out the executioner and everybody else in the room to save Tiffany, Nika, of course, has lost her grip on reality here because Tiffany once again is getting away. Mind you, Tiffany's the reason why she has no arms and legs to begin with. But Tiffany's like, bye, Nika. See you later. So fucking funny. And Tiffany is able to escape out of the prison. So Tiffany's going to be all right. Now, meanwhile, back in the White House, the kids are trying to get into the spirit world to get a hold of good Chucky so they can make him hurt himself to then weaken the spirit of Charles Lee Ray so then they can move on from this position of possessing the house because they're possessing the White House this time. While the CIA agent who was pretending to be a security for the White House folks has set bombs around the building to then blow it up. Jake has to, of course, go through different versions of Devon Sawa, including the first version of him, which was his dad, who was electrocuted in the first series, to deal with his homophobia again and say he forgives him, which gives him power to then walk through, to then eventually meet Charles Lee Ray, who tells him, wow, Devon, I never really hated you. Excuse me, Jake. Jake, I never hated you. I've always admired you. Actually, you're just like me. Jake doesn't understand this because you're a psycho killer and I'm a teenager. Whatever. Charles Lee Ray then takes him to see every version of Chucky. Every version, while they then show the first movie all the way through. It's all playing on this like theater screen. I would love to have this like in my house. While all these different versions of Chucky in his different forms, from when he was an adult as a human to a youth, to his swole Chucky version, to good Chucky version, to the Colonel from the last season. Also, for those of you who don't know, the same actress that plays Nika is Brad Dourif's daughter, who also is on the show, also plays Charles Lee Ray as a younger version. This is the guy who actually does the voice of Chucky, playing himself as Charles Lee Ray. Aha! I was like, this is so cool. Like for again, if you're a Chucky fan, if you've been watching the Child's Play series, Fiona Dorff, thank you, Donna. This is like one of those moments where it's all coming together. So I felt like if they don't get season 4, they did this on purpose to make sure that there is a setup for whatever can happen next, and that whatever's to be, there could be something to come, possibly, or we can end it here and it's like a fucked up ending, but a good ending at the same time. Drake tries to convince good Chucky to take himself out the picture so that way they can finally get Charles Lee Ray to move on, this, that, and the other. Tiffany's escape is still going to be one of my favorite things to see on the show. It was quite fabulous. We find out that Jake was tricked the entire time. They were just trying to hold him in the spirit world. He was there for too long while Charles Lee Ray was going to his body. And his spirit form was already moving. Chucky was moving to his body to then take over. There's a really gross scene of him kissing Devon. Like, what the fuck? What the fuck? That was weird. I didn't like that. That scene was weird. But now Chucky is in Jake's body. Jake ends up taking out the psychic, who I didn't want to see go out the way that he did. I thought that was like a disgusting scene. To be honest with you, I fucking hated the scene with an infinite passion. Lexi and the ugliest dude on the planet have finally kissed again, and I've also thrown up into my hands, thrown it back into my mouth, gargled it like it's some scope, re-threw it up, put it in the freezer, made blocks out of it, cut it up, and turned it into old figgy pudding. This was so unbelievable. Love is love. I get that. And some of y'all may be like this guy over here giving Degrassi, whatever it takes. Don't carry a duffel bag into class. This was so unbelievable for me. This is one of the things I didn't like about the season. Anywho, I fell in love with him through our sibling trauma. Oh, okay. Hated him. Love what happened to him. he was locked into the White House and ended up burning to, DEA finish the rest of it here while the White House went up in flames. This is such a fantastical show, I'm telling you. He is ugly. Donna, it looks like he has some back problems. Like, I'm watching him like I need you to sit up straight, baby. No, let me not say that. To my babies out there with back problems, my bad, y'all. Fuck him, though. I don't like that man. I didn't like him. I didn't like him. I didn't like a lot of people on the show. I hated some of the casting choices here. Madam President, or former Madam President, sees her son outside and goes to greet him while Lexi and Devin do not pick up on the weirdest of cues. This was not Jake. How did they not receive it? The way that he was talking was so weird. I would have been like, something's not right here. He was literally in the spirit world. You're just happy to see him. I felt this was a little bit lazy. I'm going to be real with you. I'm still happy with the way things turned out, but I thought this was a little too like, we're not going to question him. Wait, y'all, when I came out and it felt like Chucky wanted to talk like a gay guy. This was the gag for me. John Waters, I did not expect to see on the show. And again, I just brought up Seed of Chucky. So if you remember Seed of Chucky, he died in Seed of Chucky, or a version of him. He was a paparazzi guy that was trying to get pictures on Jennifer Tilly, and he ended up getting pictures of Chucky, and Chucky had to go kill him and threw some acid in his face. Oh, it was a crazy scene. So to see John Waters on the show again, I was like, what the fuck is going on today? He plays this guy called like Wally Walters or something like that. I forget the name of him, but he's crucial. Didn't know why. I didn't understand why we were here. I knew we were going to get there, but oh my God. This man is the inventor of the good guy doll. He made the first prototype before the toy company got the doll from him, and then made multiple versions of it and did their own thing with it. But he is the reason that the good guy doll exists. And he has the original copy. Because remember, all the dolls are supposed to be gone. All of them are supposed to be blown up. All this and the other. The last one that he had was the one that he got old in, and then he got, shot in this and the other. So Chucky didn't, I was like, how are they going to get him back in the body? They have one more doll. Mind you, this man can recreate this doll if he wants to. So now we have found the source for new bodies if Chucky needs to get a new body again. And I'm like, well, what? Okay, hold on. The kids have rolled in here. This man has pulled the doll out. I know Jake is not himself, and that's Chucky. Where are we going with this? Glad you asked, Maddie, because here we go. Drum roll, please. Lexi's sister has been there the entire time and has been preaching the word of Damballa to our doll maker, who is now totally up for the full voodoo possession, souls in the bodies of dolls things, because he's a little bit of a weirdo. He thinks his dolls are his children. Why not put souls into these dolls and make them lifelike like I want them to? Working for Chucky, Lexi's sister over here knows her purpose. And while Lexi has been spending the last 2 seasons trying to get her sister and find her sister and do all this for her sister has been brainwashed by Chucky. Full on. The full bit of it. And is now working for him. And through Jake's body, which they now realize was him, blah, blah, blah. It's so stupid. I was like, oh, God. No, now you know it's not him. But she switches the souls back, where Jake now can go into the soul of him. Sorry, excuse me. Charles can go into the Chucky doll again. And Jake, who has been waiting by his body in the spirit world, gets to go into his body, which I can assume when Jake was in the spirit world, all the other Chuckies were like, this is the plan. You just fell into our trap. Too bad for you. You'll get your body back. But however, we're going to do it my way. And I need you to get where I need to go. Once that's all said and done and they've done the ritual and it's been transferred over, Chucky makes Jake feel like a piece of shit again as he lets him know that I basically took out the psychic with your hands, and that was you. Which, of course, it was really him, but he was possessing his body, and it's basically going to haunt him for the rest of his life because he doesn't think he's a killer. And Chucky was trying to make him a killer. We find out that our good friend here has a plan for our kids, and Chucky basically fed him, and that's the best way to use this, fed him to them for utilizing his services as well as getting back into the doll. The kids find out that their souls are going to be transferred into their own custom doll, and they will be his children and live in that house forever. Tiffany finally meets back up with Chucky to admire his work, and she herself does miss them being together and doing what they used to do when they were in their doll form. They want to get back to the old ways of how they were doing things. They're tired of it being like this. So Chucky, being, again, a brilliant man that he is, this guy, once again, he's basically the emphasis of all this. He's the creator of all things. I have the last doll. I have them all because he's a collector. He's also the creator and prototype for most of these dolls that we're seeing here. So why wouldn't he have this doll? A very rare doll indeed, if you remember from the Bride of Chucky movie all the way through to when they talked about it's hard to get a Belle doll, I think season 2, especially when they were talking about this. It's very hard to get this doll, so it's really important. So Tiffany is re-proposed to again by Chucky, and they basically are back married and back to being together again. And she moves into the doll's body, and it's back to Chucky and Tiffany back to their old ways again, which I loved. I actually really lived. I was very happy this happened. I was like, thank you. That's me going, oh my God, season 4 is going to be lit. Now, Nika rolls up to the house looking for the kids after she sees Tiffany's car leave. She's like, I'm about to get this bitch because I still want to get her. She sees the dolls and she knows it's Lexi, Devin, and Jake. And they're now possessed into these dolls. This was my least favorite part of the show because the CGI is so bad. It is so bad on these faces. It is so bad. It is so bad. It is so bad. So bad. It is so bad. It feels like I'm at some old amusement park ride. Like, what is this? Oh my God. But they're in little good guy Barbie dolls, I should say. And Nika's obsession with getting Tiffany back, well, guess what? I feel like Nika's going to be in a doll's body as well. The episode ends with Lexi's sister driving off into the night in Tiffany's car with Tiffany and Chucky kissing in the back seat. And that's how they wrapped up season 3. And it does lead me to believe that they're going to do something else, possibly. And there is actual, like, okay, now they're back in the doll form. They got the little girl who's completely could be like the perfect catalyst for them to do their like murders and stuff. Where's Andy? Where's Kyle? Like, there is so, like, we can go into another level because Kyle and Andy were a huge plot device in the last season. And now that they know Chucky and Tiffany are back in their doll form again after they thought it was over, honey, this is perfect. This is perfect. So right now I'm going to put in the hashtag, but we're saying it all over social media. Hashtag Renew Chucky. Hoping that is going to be super helpful for Don Mancini and the crew to get back into the swing of things because I want another season. I think this is a great show. I think it's really good in series format. Like, movies are fine too. I love the movies, but something about an hour-long episodes, and it's 8 episodes to 9 or 10, like each time they pop back. I live, sweetie. I'm sorry. 6 or 7. I'm here for it. It's good. Like, it's so good. It leads to better storytelling, opens up more room for it. Oh, excuse me. Opens up room for more to happen. It's good stuff. It's good stuff. I love again, like you just heard me say a whole lot of information, a whole lot of lore that goes into the Child's Play series. That's how I feel about this. That's why I'm like, if they keep this going, add more to the lore because it's really great storytelling. Mind you, you can go into, there's videos about Chucky and the whole timeline of things. I can't remember the channel, but there was one I used to watch that I would recommend, who gives a great breakdown of the storyline, timeline of how everything happens, what's canon, what's not. The Robo Chucky's not canon. That's a spinoff. Somebody tried to do their own Child's Play. They ruined it. It was terrible. Boo, 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 boo. But yeah, I recommend it if you like horror stuff, horror movies. My Dragula folks, you know what's up. I'd highly recommend this. Highly. All right, second to last topic of the day. I've hit the 2-hour marker here. Thanks for tuning in. It's your boy, Matty-Rants. Appreciate you for being here today. Hit that like button, share, and subscribe. Become part of this Rant Pack family. If you want to drop a tippy poo in my jar, please and thank you. It's paypal.me/MattyRants. Catch up to MattyRants and MattyRants. We did hit our 45 goal today, so I appreciate those for you who have tipped. But if you want to drop a little bit of extra love, it does go a long, long way. Certainly helps feed these cats. I tell you that. And I thank you for tuning in and being a part of this equation today. Donna, thank you for the tippy poo on PayPal because you are my fine father. Wait, what? Because you're my FFF of 2. What is it? Fine feline father of 2. Is that what it is? I'm trying to put it together. And yes, leave your current insurance company now. Yeah, I'm leaving them. I'm not happy with insurance can ugh, gross. Oh, favorite fine father of 2. Okay. I just put the fine first. That's shame. Okay. I have a lot of that's what I sound like right now. Like a Tasmanian devil trying to speak. The Super Nintendo controller was fun to see, even though that's clearly not a Super Nintendo controller. That's giving me one of those consoles that has 100 games, and that's like one of those special ones that they made for it, because ew. However, it's still nice to see that controller because it reminds me of the Super Nintendo. Megan Thee Stallion released a new video called, I say Boa. I don't know if she wants to just say BOA. I just say Boa because it's giving Boa. She's giving a very snake thing. We had his come out, now we got Boa. So I'm like, okay, mama. With a lot of video game references that I very much liked. The song is actually a bop. No shade. The song is a bop. Thought it was cute. It's a quick one. The music video is longer than the song itself. But like, it's a very cute song. Very, 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 very catchy. Now, the music video starts off with these kids like all streaming together. Somehow this is supposed to be the 90s, but they're streaming together. This didn't make any sense to me. I was like, you're giving nostalgia. How are they streaming together? On camera? Like, when was this made? Like, is this when we had the webcams and the AOL days? Like, I don't remember doing that with nobody. Maybe I was too young for that. It was weird, but I got the idea behind y'all want to play this game together. Let's go. They probably were in some web chat in some really like dingy rooms kind of tease. I can't remember the name of it. Seeing them put the CD in the disk drive. Of this, what looks like a Compaq or a Dell desktop computer. Oh, I'm getting goosebumps. When I tell you I was taken back, I was like, oh my God, this is literally my life. This was my life until like my 20s. This is my life. And sometimes you could just push it, it would just go in, or other times you had to hit a button, it would do it. It's like, I was like, oh. I just loved it. That was great. I was like, oh my God. I used to be in the Yahoo rooms and AOL chat as well. I don't think I ever, well, yes, I did. There was like pictures though versus like webcam. I did have a webcam. I did. Okay, no, they could have been playing games together. They just weren't streaming the games together. Okay, no, this all makes sense. It does. Because I used to have a Logitech camera, the one that had like that big old, look like a giant eyeball on your computer screen. And I would video chat with people sometimes too. So yeah, that possible. Yep. Truly. Very that. I love they did this whole like rules setup for it or whatever. But anywho, they're basically playing a game that was going to take them out. And they didn't read the rules or didn't care. You know, how they, not reading the terms and conditions. It gave very that. And of course, the music video starts. Let's just talk about some of the references in the music video because it was very dope. You had me, Megan. You had me at DDR. You had me at DDR. This outfit alone, this look alone. Right here. Sold. Right? This was the moment I was like, oh, and I like that. Yep. I was like, oh yeah. This was such a cute part. I loved it. I loved how it looked. Did anyone else catch this reference from the game Temple Run? I was like, I don't know if anybody's clocking these. I'm kind of here for this. Oh, the Temple Run reference was cute. I very much like that. I got Gantz from this. I don't know if you did. I got it. I was like, oh, saw the look, immediately went online and was like, did anyone else fit? There it is. Yep. Thought so too. I can't show the rest of this look because she's dead ass almost butt naked. Like, if not butt naked with like one little thing on there. Who is calling me? It's 4:38. Why are you calling me? And my phone's on Do Not Disturb. I shouldn't have had that call come in. I can see Crash Bandicoot. I got more Temple Run for this though. This I received as Streets of Rage, low key, but also could be mixed in with a bunch of other side-scrolling games as well. Everything about it. Oh. This is two. This is two things. This is two of them. This is Tekken and Def Jam fighting. Please tell me y'all remember that. This is so Def Jam. Hold on. Def Jam Fight for New York. That is it down. I was like, yo, like the graphics, how it looked. I was like, oh, this is Def Jam fighting with Tekken mixed between. For sure. The bar below and everything. I was like, oh, please. Oh, okay. Got it. But no, it's Tekken for sure because she's wearing Chrissy's outfit. I like clocked the references, but that honey, that's Christy Montero's outfit. Okay. Was it Eddie's protege? Oh yeah. That's Christy, boo. That's Christy, baby. I'm gonna leave you with this because I'm not gonna show that girl exploding because that was crazy. I had this phone. A Nokia 3360, baby. My beginnings. I guess I should say of the end because, life's been hard since we got a phone, right? But like that Nokia 3360, I had a custom case on it that had it was silver with this dragon that would light up too every time I got a phone call or a text, and it would light up in different colors. I remember the updated, because they would have the updated versions of it. It'd be a bigger brick. And then they had a color screen one for a second. You're like, what? But that green though at night, the sound of those buttons, click, 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 when you learn how to type fast, because mind you, the buttons would have the same letters on them, like A, B, C, D, E, F. When you learned how to type fast, like when you were doing double names and quickly, like, oh, I used to be so nasty with it too. Oh, the sample for the song is what you waiting for? Tick tock, tick, from Gwen Stefani from Love Angel Music Baby. I thought that was dope. Dope. I said, all right, Megan, you really went back into the bag for me, gave me my 90s teas and my feel. I was born 86 mama, but this is definitely my era of whatever you did in this video. So I loved it. Loved it. Hope for Megan's album, Matty. I hope it's a good body of work. I hope it doesn't all sound the same. We've been getting that lately from, well, everything after Beyonce's album. Yep. So, like, I'm just hoping it's not all the same. That's all. That's what I would like to hear. I think this is interesting. I liked Hiss. I like the last one that she came out with. I was like, this is interesting. I just don't want it to sound the same. That's all. Nervous I am. But her visual game right now, ooh. Wrecking Ralph in it. But yeah, Meg's got a new song. Sorry, not Meg's got a new song coming out. Meg has a song out now. Boa, B-O-A. Check it out. It's interesting. The music video is on YouTube. It's good. All right. No more pictures for the rest of this today. Maybe about 15 more minutes of conversation. Then I have to go. I appreciate y'all once again for tuning in and being a part of this equation with me today. Tomorrow I'll be taking a break. Next Saturday, we'll be back for All Stars 9. And this Sunday, we will be doing the panel, but it will be a special panel, hot topics heavy. But unfortunately, we'll be saying bye to one of our core panel members that's been with the panel since the beginning and the inception. Often imitated, but never duplicated. The panel has been doing this for quite some time before any other group got together and said, we've been here, we've been doing that. Thanks for watching. Thanks for getting in the comments, trying to promote our shit. I'm sorry, promote your shit, but not promote our shit. That's why you never got promoted. Never spoke to me, just came over there looking for people. That's why you never did. I know who you are. Anywho, continuing on. Yes, we have lost a panel member. The schedule has become way too busy for them. And I completely understand with a lot of what is going on right now. So they definitely got my support. I already saw this coming anyways from a meeting we had last I think earlier this year. So like I saw it coming, but no, I'm not going to say who it is because they won't be there. And that's how you'll know who it is. Everybody else is going to be there for the panel. And I've asked people to make speeches. There will be music that will be provided by StreamYard's free service. It'll be just like the episode with XMen where we have Gambit there. If I put that person's picture where Gambit is, and Nightcrawler is in the backdrop of the shot, would you be mad? I don't think you would, because that's what I'm going to do. But you'll see. But yes, it's going to be so hard to say goodbye to yesterday. Reddit might be happy, but we'll see. But I don't give a fuck what people on Reddit got to say anymore. Anybody in general, if you don't like me, I don't know you. I don't want to know you. How about that? Thank you, Ian. I appreciate you, friend. Love you, Matty. Love your X-Men recaps. Thank you. I will definitely be doing way more X-Men heavy stuff next season, and especially with Patreon and YouTube. So prepare for that because that's going to be a staple here on the show. All right. Uh-oh. Mamu's drinking his water literally after I just made my whole, well, I need to refresh it so he can drink it. All right. I have seen the clip. I have seen the TikTok of the Asian young man, if he's young, who decided to do a makeup test with the darkest foundation possible from this makeup line as an experiment. Okay? Instead of swatching it on their arm or on their wrist or on their hand to show the difference in color, they decided to paint their face black. When they were, given some pushback about it and saying, why didn't you swatch it? Their reasoning was, because I don't think you would have gotten the effect had I not done it on my face. I.e., if it didn't look like I was doing blackface, it wouldn't have been as popular. They doubled down on it. They apologized to the blacks. This is exactly how they said it. Prior to them apologizing to the blacks, he said, the blacks are angry at me. And I had some ignorant, say it, Matt, an ignorant bitch get in my comment section on X and talk about, I'm sorry, he's POC, so what are we supposed to say if not blacks? Why is people removed from your statement? White people, black people, Latinos. Like there's black as a skin color. Go watch it. Go look at it. Go to the videos. It's all up there. The blacks are mad at me. The blacks. He tags black people in the post. He even has a post about why he has do-rags, but he doesn't call them do-rags. He purposely says the name incorrectly on purpose. He's had people throw sponsors at him that are trying to get him to review products that are clearly not meant for him, and he's doing it on purpose. He also went on a whole thing, and this is to my bigger folks, my big back people out there, those who are maybe a little heavier. He did a whole video about being fat. So all of his stuff is for rage and clicks and this, that, and the other. This is the same person who apparently nared their hole on YouTube and showed everybody his ran through prostate and all that kind of shit. I was told the other day, because people were sharing it and it was being shared in a light to say this is wrong, this is that, this is all this kind of stuff. I put it out in context to say, let's stop just saying it's wrong. Let's call it what it is. He did blackface. He did it on purpose to get a rise out of all of us. This cannot be acceptable. To do something like this, even for rage baiting right now, and it needs to be addressed. I was told to be quiet. I was told to ignore it. I was told you did exactly what he wanted to do. You all played right into it. LOLOL. Not a single one of them said what he did was wrong. Not a single one of them did that. They said ignore it. Ignore, and it's funny, hearing that as a black man about anything racist has been something like since the beginning of time. That's all I hear. Ignore it, it'll go away. That's not how that works. And you know that. And most of the people telling me and other people to ignore it are white. Yeah, I'm talking to you. Or white adjacent POC people. And you know what I mean by white adjacent POC? That means you have a privilege of being light to where you can be misconstrued as being a different color. They think you're white, sweetie. And so therefore you get privileges that way. I know that because I'm a light-skinned black man and I know my light-skinned privilege, sweetie. That's what I'm talking about with the adjacent folks that say this doesn't apply. It doesn't apply to you because you're not dark. You don't know what that would feel like seeing someone play on your face. Isn't it crazy how dark this is? You are a whole Asian man who is not black, who is not African American, that doesn't have the melanin in their skin to even give this kind of conversation. Now, had this been somebody who was a darker melanated Asian individual, maybe a different story here if they were actually doing it. But this person doing it for educational purposes, but this person was doing it only for rage because he knows how racism works out here. Did TikTok do anything about it? No. Did he double down on everything that he did? Yes. Did he actually apologize? Absolutely not. Because when you say some shit like the blacks to me, you basically just spit in someone's face and said, I'm sorry. So the other day, I had to close down a post. I had to lock it up real quick because I was about to say some uncalled for shit to some beanbag chair looking having ass bitches, okay? I was about to read and write and wrote all the rest of them. Girl, y'all could never see me in the daytime. You could never try me in the light. You could never catch me in the dark. You could never. You think this is cute over here, bitch? In person, I'll chew you up and spit you out and have you for breakfast, dinner, and lunch. Out of order. Never. You could never. And so I have to back away from the internet sometimes because I recognize how much of a motherfucker I am, because I'm not from the days of let's get on the internet and read, girl, and that's where we keep it. I'm from the days of that bitch said something about me in a Yahoo group chat, pin her up, drop the pin, meet me over here in the gas station, swing, sweetie. And I may be too old for that kind of shit, but I ain't too old to go get registered. I ain't too old to carry. And I'm not too old to walk away and not argue back and forth with somebody who is willfully gassing people up and doesn't want to understand someone else's plight. I had someone actually tell me, no, we don't care that someone put face paint on. We have more important things going on in the world. I'm sorry. So you doing hashtag Free Palestine has saved how many lives, sweetie? What are you doing exactly for the world that you think that what I'm doing right now is impeding on that? Help me. Help me. Help me. You fake activists, help me. Sitting in bed trying to figure out why that boil on your asshole is hurting you so much, and you're trying to tell me something? Fuck out of here. Fuck out of here. I hate that. Hate it, hate it, hate it, hate it, hate it. There's more pressing issues. What have you done, though? Since you're here on my fucking comment section telling me about what I should be worried about as a Black person, seeing something clearly racist happen that's not being addressed in the way it needs to be. What you, white fish, need to tell me about me? What do you need to do? Sister, friend, circus? One more time. White gays, you aren't as marginalized as you think you are. Bitch, you still live in privilege. Check on that. And it's not all of you. And that's the part that I love about my audience. It's not all of you. It's the ones that still walk around and think that you are part of an equation that you are not a part of. And when you realize that you aren't, life can be so much more simpler. I can't relate to a lot of things that you can, and you can't relate to a lot of things that I can. And when we get to that level, ooh, life will be so much better. But you telling somebody how to act and respond over something, girl, please. Girl, please. I had a white trans woman coming over here talking about marginalized people, this, that. What? You're not doing this. You are not doing this. You, of all people, are not telling somebody who is marginalized about another marginalized. We're not doing this today. So, in conclusion here, what that person did is trash. That person is racist. You can tell me till you're blue in the face. It was only for clicks and views. That doesn't make them not racist, baby. That doesn't make them not racist. That person showed up. The black spit, all of that, everything is adding up. You even tag Black people to get in your nonsense, to rage and give you views. You are making money off of Black people. who find what you did to be disgusting. And you out here going, you're just giving him what he wants. You're literally watching his videos and you're giving him actually what he wants. I didn't watch his videos. I reported the motherfuckers. I said, this is racist as fuck. I blocked him then afterwards. Who gave who what? Made sure to get his name up there. Made sure to get shots of him in case I ever have to see him in the streets. That's what I did. Because one thing about it and two things for sure, girl, let me find out. That mouth travels in public. Let me find out. Because I'm good for tap, tap, tap in. Tap, tap, tap in. I'm good for it. That's why I'm like, what are you talking about? Like, you don't even know, like, how are you going to tell me how to feel about something? Anywho. It's disgusting. Anybody that does stuff for rage bait like that, I find you deplorable. I find you sick. I find you disgusting. I think everything about you is trash. I think everything about you is absolute trash. I think you are despicable and horrible as human beings, honestly. It's terrible. It's really bad. Like, I get it. Oh my God, that's money. After all that happens, though, what are we going to do? Oh, that was all for fun shits and giggles. There's always a little bit of truth in what people do and what they think they can get away with and not get in trouble for. There's always some truth in that. I have seen people literally talk that shit, get in front of people that would have rocked them and been like, ain't no way I would have said that, and then get up behind them and then turn around and be that exact person they said they were. Let's not do this today. Sorry about it. And just because you are a person of color, girl, don't mean that you ain't prejudiced towards other people or have colorism in you either, baby. And that's what that was giving. Some racist, colorist ass shit. There you go. And that's all I'm going to say on it. If you back that up and you like that kind of stuff, do it. I've already lost 25 subscribers this week just from not covering Drag Race. You think I care? I'm at -1 on my subscriber list. You think I'm about that, bitch? I'm going to speak my truth. I'm going to talk my shit. Ooey gooey motherfucking shit. I've been doing this for 6 years now. I'm at the level where I don't even care no more. I'm tired of sitting there trying to play with the algorithm and trying to play to people appease. Oh, he can't say those things. But you go to these other girls who are a bit different and we can go off of that and you let them do what they do and you don't blink. I do it. Oh, no. Oh, no. Mm-mm. 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 No more apologizing. Listen, some real ass shit I said that was out of line. And more than likely, it's not. More times than not, it's not. So prepare yourselves. Because I'm going into All Stars 9 talking. I'm going into the rest of these in saying what I want to say. I'm tired of it. I can be nice and I can be nasty. I am gay after all. Crash, thank you for the tippy poo for some weekend fun bucks for you. Thank you, baby. Appreciate you. The person I was talking about who did the blackface, who was a content creator, his name is Coolest Kev on TikTok or whatever. Kev Leonardo. And that's who I was referencing in reference to what he did was wrong, what he's doing is wrong, how he does his work is wrong. He's trash. I don't respect him as a content creator. The rest of what I said was in reference to everybody else, in reference to what I saw my channel go through this past week, with me being very open about, I'm not always going to talk about drag or do this, that, and the other. And people didn't like that. Maybe some people were Drake fans. I don't know. All I know is that I am no longer chasing my channel. I'm just going to post my work and let it be and pray and hope for the best. And if success follows, it shall follow. But I'm never going to give up and I'm never going to surrender. And I have my bad days like today where I'm like, hey, can you drop me a tippy poo? You're broke, you're a beggar. Okay. All right. I'll be that for you. Everybody else, though, have a different opinion of me. If you want to have that of me, run up. I'm at that point. I'm at that point. Run up. Just do what you got to do. If it's not that deep, then move on, please. Because I love what I do. I love getting on here. I love to see all of y'all. I do. I love it every single day. Whether there's a lot of people in the room, there's not a lot of people in the room. This fulfills me a little bit, if not a lot, if not everything. Okay, but recognizing the last couple of weeks that I've allowed a lot of opinions to get into my spirit and to really resonate with me, and then to go back and watch videos of myself and see this happen often is disappointing for me. So with a lot of talks today, because I very much did a therapy session this morning. It was wonderful, by the way. A lot of prayer too. I'm just not going to, I just can't care. I can see it. I can do all that, but I just don't care. And that's how I'm going to have to leave it. Like, I can't. I have too many things to focus on. I get my babies come first. Those little fur bastards come first, okay? I'm trying to get them a father right now. Shit. They come first. My health comes first. My mental health comes first. My family comes first. You guys come first. The people that support me. I have to focus on that. I cannot. So you don't like me? Oh, we panhandling, begging. Yep. Okay, next up, what else? You know what I mean? Like, at this point, what else, girl? Like, what else? What else? Because God forbid we get into you and we find out about you. I know you're not going to like us. I know you're not going to like that. I'm very open. I'm very vulnerable on these streets, and it can be used against me, and it also can lift others up. I have people telling me about things I didn't even know that were happening, like people beating cancer, people graduating, and apparently I was a part of that journey for them. I get those messages all the time, and they lift me up. So anybody telling me I ain't shit, you can never beat somebody telling me something else like that. You can never beat it. You could never clock in. You could never. I got people telling me I've changed their lives. You have no sort of effect on this earth. Ooh, be mad. Ooh, I would be mad too. I'd be pressed. Someone I didn't like had people that love. Ooh, eat me up inside, honey. Couldn't even focus on me no more. I got to think about you all day. Oh. Don't know what's going on in somebody's world. Don't know what's going on in somebody's life. I can take responsibility for saying things that can hurt some people's feelings, but I know if my intentions weren't there, I ain't going to sit in your fucking shit with you. That's on God. My intentions weren't there. They still hurt me. All right, you take that. That's for you. Wasn't even trying to do that. Sorry that did that. Made you feel bad. That wasn't my intentions. But I ain't going to walk to hell with you. No, I'm not going to walk there with y'all no more. You can go all by yourself. I will watch you walk into the lake of fire. I am not going to join you. I'm telling you. I thank y'all so much for blessing me today in the tippy poo jar, but also with your presence in this live chat. I had a good time. Good time. You know what I'm saying? Derek, that's right, because I was going through it when that had happened with the hotel situation. That was during COVID. And I got fucked over. Let me talk about that real quick. Derek, I'm so glad you said something. Let me explain something to y'all about Matthew today compared to Matthew back then. Let me explain something to y'all. Remember I told you I had a friend of mine, a person, someone who I used to talk to, was supposed to be helping me out. I was supposed to have left that hotel, and I had to stay a little extra while because they fucked me over, and I had to stay an extra week because my apartment wasn't ready, and I wasn't prepared to deal with that and move and have the money for all that at the same time. And it was because of that one person's doing, that one thing that they did, that it fucked me over. You remember that shit? That individual actually hit me up. I haven't spoken to them since that happened. That was October 2 years ago. Random message on my phone from an old number of theirs. So I blocked the old one. I haven't spoken. Hey, what's up? I haven't spoken to you in a while. How have you been? Closed. close. I'm never going to speak to you again. I'm never going to breathe in your presence again. I'm never going to say you made me feel this kind of way because you don't deserve that. If you were in my life once upon a time ago and you did me some kind of way, you are no longer in my life now. And there is one person that I used to date that I actually can say that to right now. And if I got a chance to get on the phone with them, I would have been like, hey, that last time I called you about that one thing that we talked about, should never have done that. Forget you even saw me. You tried to destroy me. You tried to destroy my life. You tried to. And you never apologized for it sincerely. And you never took back your words. You let it perpetuate. And I will never be able to let that go. I will forgive myself for allowing you to get back in my space, but I will never forgive you for being the nasty person that you were. You can be over there and be all that by yourself. And that's how I'm going to have to move around in life right now. I don't want to go backwards. I got to go forward. If it was never, if the majority of the time wasn't pleasant, you can't come back up in here. If it was always something dramaful, I don't need this no more. I wish you well. I wish you the best. I don't hate you. I just don't want it around me because I don't know who is in my presence no more that is trying to put that bad energy and that bad, you know what I'm talking about? When people pull their bullshit on you or they really wishing and willing things negative on. If you got to remind me of some old shit, don't come for me and my new stuff. Because I'm already doing well now. Well, remember when you are remembering that. I have moved past that. All right, y'all. Let me get off my preacher podium right now and just sit the fuck down here. I have been in a better headspace the majority of the week, even though some things went down today, and I was just like, fuck it. Let's just make it up. Let's just try to do what we got to do. But I'm getting myself prepared for next week because I have a lot of videos I'm dropping throughout the week. I'm not even going to tell you what they are. You're just going to see a random post like, oh, Matty did the drag queen video. Oh, Matty did the vacation video. Everything I've been working on is about to be posted soon, leading up into All Stars 9. I'm hoping YouTube can see that and start to algorithm me back in reference to it again. But the schedule will be posted the following, not schedule, but y'all know what will be happening next week as it comes. So just tune in for that. I've clapped a lot today. Thanks for tuning in. Thanks for being here. Thanks for showing your support. Love you down. And I appreciate y'all so much for everything you've done for me and everything that you do. And I hope you're feeling wonderful. And I hope you're feeling blessed and not stressed today. If you are feeling stressed, give yourselves a big hug from me because I mean it. And we can get through this together. Okay. I will see you Sunday with the rest of the family. And we'll have a nice, fun conversation then. Until next time, take care of yourselves with all my love. And I will see you on the internet later. Bye, everybody. Listen. Yeah.